Why is that? Oh, why is it giving me? Why is it giving me alerts? Why is it giving me alerts when I'm about to go live? What is going on, YouTube? That's You shouldn't have stuff popping onto my camera while I'm about to go live. That's crazy, YouTube. Anyways, how are you? Is the internet just bad or what is going on? If you're in New England or New York or New Jersey, stay safe, stay warm. Huge blizzard. They're saying it might be bigger than the blizzard of '78. I don't know if I believe that, but okay. And I can't believe that people, humans that are bosses, are making people risk their lives to go to work in a blizzard bigger than the one from '78, which is what they're saying. I don't know. I wasn't there for the blizzard of '78, but apparently that was a big one. But this is a horrific blizzard, and I've seen more Reddit posts in my local community about people being dragged into work, bosses saying take an Uber, bosses saying walk here. If your boss thinks your life is not worth staying safe, um, you know, consider that. Consider that. For everybody who's asking to be dragged into work, absolutely horrific. So that's my little side note. Viva la revolution. We should not be forced to risk our lives to fucking check you out at the counter, you know. And if they're gonna claim you're an essential worker, they should pay you like you're essential. You know what I mean? I say if you're a CEO, a boss, or anybody trying to make, low-paid workers come in today, why don't you go in? You're paid the most. You go the fuck in. You risk your life. You probably have the best car. You're the boss. You're paid the most. You should have the nicest car. You go the fuck in during a blizzard. Okay? There's my zen for the day. Tell your boss, you go the fuck in. Where is okay? I love showing you guys new music, right? It's like a thing. It's like a thing we do here. Hey, how are you? Huh? I'm not Italian, I'm Irish, so we don't really have a hello or goodbye. It's very nonchalant and we kind of sneak out the back. Anyways, I love showing you new music, and I found some new music because we've been debuting and rebuting. Was that the sequel to debut? Debut and rebut? Anyways, we'll figure out the language later. But we've been playing a lot of BUNKBED COFFIN, what I call new grunge. Played you guys Us vs. Them, what I call new rage. And now I'm super excited because one of our subscribers here is a musician. Oh, by the way, I'm Rob. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm live every single weekend. No, it's a weekday. Every single weekday. And join up. We are anti everything that's kind of going on right now. That's really what it is. We're saying there's a better world, there's a better way. And the people in power and the people wanting the most power are usually the ones who are like, nah, I kind of like that I get to make people risk their lives to go into work during a blizzard while I make the most money. I kind of like the system we have set up where it's kind of like you go in and I don't pay you enough to, be able to tow your car out if you get trapped. But you go in and make me the money. You know that system that we're all oppressively under? That Tucker Carlson and Tim Poo Poo, or whatever his name, I don't know what his name is. Tim Poo. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's Russian, right? Tim Poo. These podcasters try to convince you, just like Ben Shapiro, like, hey, you should be thankful you got a job, 3 of them, and you can't afford your bread. But here on the channel, we believe, no, fuck you. No. Done. Also, nah, better way. And if we got to vanquish the heathens, because I am on a mission from God, to do that, to shine a little light in the darkness, you know what I mean? Then we shall be due for that. So join. Hit subscribe. It's free. Hit the notification bell. We're going to talk about news. We're going to talk about the cartels and how They're CIA, right? The cartel. Have we like established this yet? Cartels are definitely CIA. Did you see their weapons? All their American weaponry. They're dressed. The cartels. Let me just say this, guys, looking fresh. I like the fits. You got those from the CIA, right? The cartels got their, their whole get. Have you not seen? Did you not see any of the videos or photos? I thought it was the army at first. I was like, wow, look at the Mexican army right on time. They're there before. Oh, that's the cartel. Oh, that's CIA, clearly, right? The cartels in Mexico look more fucking organized than ICE. I almost called them the Proud Boys. You know what I mean? If I say Proud Boys, that just means ICE. So that's definitely CIA, right? Right, right. I'll tell you what, man. When America goes to Mexico to smuggle weapons and stuff, we're not bringing our best. The CIA is not the best. Also, if you want to support the channel, because clearly this is not for billionaire advertisers. Please do. We're going to talk about Don Trump. If you don't know, through the 80s and 90s, when we all knew he was a pervert and a dipshit. We knew he called in as a fake person, as a pseudonym, as John Barron, and he got caught doing it again. What a sad bitch. Aren't you the president? Shouldn't you be busy? We're going to get to it. But I mean, if the president's calling into fake, like lamestream media news shows with a fake name, aren't you like concerned? Like, doesn't the president have a lot to do? How does he find the time to like call into like He's like, hey, it's John Barron again. Just wanted to say that halftime show sucked. You know what I mean? Like, but what the fuck are you doing? My God, how does he find the time, really? And then we're gonna talk about the Mar-a-Lardo. Let's go taco. I'm concerned for you. You should be concerned for America, not for me. What's the Mar-a-Lago? MAGA has gone wild, man. They've gone rogue. Did you guys see that some kid, Austin Tucker mixed something? I don't know his name. I got his name over here. Austin Tucker. That is a Republican name if I've ever heard one. Let's just hold on. What's his full name? Austin Tucker something. What's his Time magazine say? No. Here it is. What's his name? Austin Tucker Martin. If that isn't the whitest name I've ever heard, Jesus H. 21-year-old Austin Tucker Martin was killed when he went to Mar-a-Lago with trying to do the news, so not getting demonetized every time. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about MAGA is now upset. We're going to listen to Donald Trump calling in to C-SPAN as John Barron. And we'll talk a little the cartel. Which, no disrespect to the cartel. They are well organized. Let's say that, man. It's just amazing that, the U.S. will help with that intelligence. Articles linked down below. What's up, Dusty? It's just incredible how the U.S. will help with the intelligence for the cartels, but not for the Epstein files. Do we ask the cartels to help with the Epstein files? I'm so confused because there's no good guys, no bad guys anymore, So I don't know. What the fuck is going on in the comments? John Barron. We're gonna talk about John Barron. Trump loves Bubba. That is true. They are ex-military from Mexico. Some are special forces. Yeah, the dude that they pinched, El Mencho, was a former cop. But I'm saying, I love how he says the cartels are not CIA. Buddy, you should look at what the CIA helps the cartels with. The whole drug trade. It's okay. It's okay. We got somebody new to Earth here. That's cute. That's adorable. That's adorable. What do you think the CIA does, buddy? They run drugs. You're so cute. So cute and stupid. I just want to boop your nose. All right. But listen, I told you I was going to show you some new music. This is SmoknBlondie. Hopefully she shows up. Dusty, Sardyon, Alma. What's up? You guys know SmoknBlondie. Member here on the channel. Sub. I didn't know she did music. And last week, she left me a comment like, hey, man, I missed the live. I was trying to upload some new music, and I said, hold the fucking boat. You're doing music. Can I hear it? Can I share it? And she gave me the okay. She gave me the blessing. So YouTube, this is independent music. I have the blessing from the artist. Let's play this. This is called Show Me Your Papers. Link to SmoknBlondie's channel and this song in the description. The song is dope. What's up, Batty Lynn? I'm glad you caught alive. We're listening to one of the subscribers here, their music. It's fucking amazing. What's up, the Anacle? Oh, did you see this? Power, but no fucking test. Mask on face, no name, no soul. We check. Great nation, mind control. Skin too dark, accent wrong. Freedom ain't free when it don't belong. Smile for the camera, swallow the lie. People work hard while the people cry. No guilt, no proof, just a badge of you. Show me your papers, motherfucker. Slave while the rights decay. Wrapped in flags, talking all the fascist bullshit in a major key. Show me your papers, motherfucker. Hands up, shut up, don't resist on your knees. See those red dots on your chest. Go back, go last to a police speaker. Freedom drowned in a paper word. Oh, family split like vinyl cracks. Kids in cages while the bass hits back. Just the law, yeah. By the way, if you're just showing up, this is what's up, Edward. Good to see you. This is one of our subscribers, one of the family members, one of the Vanguard. This is SmoknBlondie. Link to the song in the description of this video. Go sub. She's got another song up there. This one, amazing. It's called Show Me Your Papers. I love, as tough as times are right now, there are so many artists coming through. So many artists, so much creation happening right now. It's like the 60s, like the late 60s produced this massive cultural movement of art and whatever. Same thing's happening right now. I started a thread on one of my social medias about it because there's so many songs. So much art. Let me show you this art. You see this in the Louvre? This ain't safety, this domination, this ain't border, this probation. When documents matter more than bullets, you ain't protected, you're marked for death. Dog, siren, bass, wobble, echo, spiral. No what's up, ASD? Warrant, no justice, no mercy, no trial. What's up, Cap? Show me your papers. Slave walks while the empire burns. Fascism don't march in jack boots. It cruising while the people learn. Show me your papers. Remember the beat, remember the lie. You don't wake up on your sway along, hoping it's not coming for you. The freedom fades and not delayed. Oh, whoops. All right. We're going to talk about some stuff. All right. Welcome. Welcome. Um, did I grab the article? No. Let me grab the picture so I can show you what I'm looking at. John Barron just called C-SPAN to complain about the Supreme Court nuking Trumpons tariffs. Yes, that John Barron, the fake name Trump used for decades. They cut him off mid-call. I'm going to play this video for you in 1 second. But just in case you didn't know, in case you're young, in case you're Austin Tyler Green's age, or whatever his name was, and you don't know that this dude has been, this dude has so many pseudonyms, is so well known for calling in as fake people to boost himself. This is like when the paparazzi would tip people off. They'd be like, hey, Britney Spears is kind of on one right now. I don't know if you're in front of that donut shop, but I will get there. She's shaving her head. You know, and like Britney Spears' own PR people, if you don't know, that's kind of like the tricks of the trade. They would tip people off. Hey, I heard Paris Hilton's leaving the, you know, the Rent-A-Puppy store again. Yep, she's renting another pocket purse, Chihuahua. So this is kind of like Donald Trump didn't have somebody to brag for him, or I'm sure only he could do it the best. You know, that's probably what he would say. But Don Trumpon would call us John Barron, John Miller, or David Dennison. What a pathetic loser. And here's the audio of that call. This is probably what it looked like from the other side. This was the caller. Except just imagine him much fatter and older. Okay? I'm sorry, hold on. Let me turn this up.
Sure. John in Virginia, Republican.
John in Virginia, Republican.
Let's hear from you.
Now, hold on. Before I even play this, we all understand Donald Trump sounds a very specific way. Like, it's a stupid accent, you know? It's not really Florida man. It's very braggadocious, 7th grade reading level-esque, you know, unintelligent. What you would think of as like, hey, what if a toddler brain, like Freaky Friday. You know the movie Freaky Friday where I think like Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan switch brains or something? I didn't see that movie. But just imagine Freaky Friday if, you know, a 4th grader switched brains with the president, and just the 4th grader just always was the best, the most narcissistic 4th grader you've ever met. Okay, so he's got John Barron and Donald Trump have a very specific accent. It's like Elon Musk when he was, you know, pretending to not be Elon Musk. He's got a specific accent too. It's like, you know, Elon Musk has that, like, what, did you gargle emeralds when you were a child? What happened? What happened with that throat, buddy?
Sure. John in Virginia, Republican. Let's hear from you.
Well, this is John Barron, and this is the worst decision you ever have in your life, practically. Jack's going to agree with me, right? But
oh, that's such a key Donald Trump. And that guy's going to agree with me, right?
This is a terrible decision. And you have Hakeem Jeffries, he's a dope, and you have Chuck Schumer, who can't cook a cheeseburger. Of course these people are happy. But true Americans will not be happy. And you have the woman earlier, I assume she's a woman, she's a Democrat, but she said she's disgraced. She's devastated.
All right,
by
John.
this.
We'll go to Chester, who's in Baton.
They dumped John to go to Chester. How funny is that? It sounds like he was on the other phone going, hello, this is John Barron. Not Donald Trump, but Donald is a great guy. Sounds like he's just holding his nose. That is an AI voice. You wish it was, man. You wish. This is not AI. Listen, dude, if there's one thing that AI doesn't have, it doesn't sound this stupid.
Jeffries, he's a dope, and you have Chuck Schumer, who can't cook a cheeseburger. Of course these people are happy. But true Americans will not be happy. And
he's plugging his nose to make it sound like not him, but he has such a cadence, such a rhythmic cadence. Oh, what is this conspiracy tribe? Next, you'll tell me Garth Brooks and Chris Gaines are the same person. What's up, Binary Ghost? Oh my God, it's good to see you. What is this conspiracy? What is this conspiracy that has been a proven so well proven that it has its own Wikipedia page? What is this conspiracy that is its own Wikipedia page because people that have worked for him and Donald Trump has even admitted to this probably. Poor guy. Oh man, he's only a billionaire. He can't even afford a good spokesperson. He's got to do the work himself. Wow. What are you gonna do? Because this totally doesn't sound like Donald Trump, right?
The worst decision you ever have in your life.
Worst decision ever in your life. That's not something that you'd hear Donald Trump say. No way. He doesn't use those kind of, what are they? Superlatives? Hold on. Superlatives. Yeah. Oh, I was right. Superlatives. Yeah, Donald Trump totally doesn't use those kind of superlatives.
Practically. Jack's going to agree with me, right?
But no, I wish Jack jumped in. This is Jack, and I hate John Barron. He sounds like he smells bad.
This is a terrible decision. And you have Hakeem Jeffries, who, he's a dope. And you have...
He's a dope. This is so funny. Oh, man. That was funny. How embarrassing. People voted for this clown. Yeah, but the people who voted, hold on, binary, could be any number of Trump impersonators. I would do this if I could. Oh, listen, I got a feeling, is that Tony Hawk that's in the comments right now? Tony, listen, don't turn this, go do your own thing, Tony. We talk about Jesus here enough. Don't start spamming the chat. One of my mods will silence you for a day. But we talk about Jesus, and Jesus loves everybody. He didn't care what faith you were. He loved everybody. And he despised the greedy, despised those people with power that were abusing power. So let's just keep it at that right now, okay? If you want, you can join me later. Jesus got deported, unfortunately. Yeah, he did. ICE kicked in the door. Oh, that's right. Jesus didn't own a home. Nor did he carry cash. Nor did he fucking want to be greedy. Nor did he want to rule everything. Jesus was like, yo, wash everybody's feet. Jesus was a feet man. Okay, so everybody heard John Barron. I don't even know what we're talking about. Tom Hawk came in here, thought this was his goddamn pulpit. Tom, you're on YouTube. Go make a video where you're talking about Jesus, okay? I talk about Jesus, but not when we're doing the news, unless it pertains to it, which a lot of times it does pertain to it because these people are trying to use Jesus as a weapon. And we gotta clear the air on that. He was a weapon against greed. All right. Hold on. Before we get to, I want to play some comedy stuff for you. This is about Epstein. You guys know Epstein, right? Do you guys know Epstein? This guy, Jeffrey Epstein, stashed secret files in storage units across the U.S. that include never before seen evidence. If Kash Patel was only investigating this instead of chugging beers with Team USA. You know Epstein, his best friend, Ghislaine Maxwell, who somebody got on TikTok that were like, hey man, you kind of look like Ghislaine Maxwell. A lot more than the photo that when she was in jail, right? That lady looked like a linebacker? I don't know. This looks like Ghislaine. And the dude even pointed out the guy with her right there looks like her brother. So, you know, she's definitely in prison. She's not enjoying life in Canada, guys. There's punishment for one person in the Epstein files. We think, you know, coincidence? I don't know. Do you believe in coincidences? Hold on. Looks just like her. Ah, Chucky Allah. What's up, what's up, Ireland? Do you ditch? How are you, Polly Irish? Good to see you. Polly Irish, you going to any kneecap shows? What part of Ireland? The north of Ireland or the other part? The Anacle. Until they become conscious, they will never rebel. The party told you to reject the evidence with your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. What's up, Jessica? If anybody had body double money, it's these people. 100. Listen, just go look at, I don't want to go back and find in my photos, but you know when Ghislaine was supposed to be answering questions again, and they had her in that all tan suit sitting down, and her shoulders were like 4 times as well. I'm like, listen, I get it. Some people put on weight in prison, you know, the freshman 15 or whatever, but your shoulders don't get that wide, you know? Oh, what's up, Binary Ghost? Thank you for the $5 super chat before, and thank you for this one. I'm supported by viewers like you. Like PBS is only supported now. But I'm kind of like that, because, you know, YouTube ain't cutting me no little peanuts, no couple of pennies on the dollar. They keep saying, no, you keep playing the news from the politicians. We're not going to allow you to have any money. They didn't even seize Epstein's assets. His girlfriend is chilling on the island. The only one who didn't get away with it is Epstein, maybe. That's true, too. Well, Binary Ghost, you obviously read that. That he gave, I forget, the girlfriend, whatever her name was, she got like 50 mil or even more. She got all of his assets and I think 50 mil. He gave his brother some, and then I think the lawyers even got some. I forget. It's crazy though, because it's like, how do you go to prison like that and the government doesn't? That's got to be the first time the government doesn't seize your assets. Because I'm pretty sure if you have like a nickel bag of weed in fucking Alabama, the government's like, we're taking everything. You know, this is totally fair justice. It's a total justice system. Is the footage real? Yeah, if you haven't seen this TikTok, go to Good Vibes. This dude's walking down the street and he's like, yo, wait a minute, you look like Ghislaine Maxwell's brother. And he's like, oh, wait a minute, ain't you? And she's like, no, ta-ta for now, sorry. Or whatever that she sounds like, I don't care. What do you sound like when you're a trafficker? I don't know. But yeah, this video is creepy as. But if you haven't heard, who's this dude? Sammy something D comedy. This dude is fire. He puts this all together for you. This is a stand-up bit. Hold on, let me show you the dude. Stand-up bit by this dude. Talking about, you know, just tying all the coincidences together. That's all. That's all this is.
And I'm not going to say who it was, but it was Mossad. I can't say it too much. I don't want to get into legal work for intelligence. And I'm not going to say who it was, but it was Mossad. I can't say it too much. I don't want to get into legal trouble. Let's just say he enjoyed massages. He was not good to women. He was a misogynist. Don't thank me for delivering the message, okay? I'm going to prove it formally tonight. I had the privilege of taking an accounting class in college. Anybody here take an accounting class?
No.
Oh, equal number of people on both sides. You got the debits on the left, credits on the right. You learn about this thing called the accounting equation. Very creative name. Assets equals liabilities plus equities. The total assets of a person or a company is equal to the sum of all the liabilities they have, the debt plus the equity they have, the stock. That's a little life hack if you want to increase your net worth. Rack up a ton of debt and sell stock in yourself. Epstein, he got rich all of a sudden after his teaching job, because it doesn't pay apparently. And he became a consultant, which is not a real job. I'm sorry, guys. If there's any consultants in here, talk after the show, you can bill me after. Great business model you have. This is when he started to be introduced to very high-profile people. One person he notably worked with, Adnan Khashoggi, a figure in Saudi Arabia, worked together to finance the Iran-Contra affair, where Israel was funneling weapons into Iran to stir up a regime change, which is not relevant to now at all. He had to work directly with Israeli intelligence, so clearly he was introduced to Mossad. He got even richer when he met Leslie Wexner, the CEO of Victoria's Secret, which a perv would want to work with. Leslie Wexner had a lot of stock with Israel and Israel's economy. When Epstein started to work with him, he suddenly got a lot richer. Then Epstein was introduced to Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's accomplice in the whole sex trafficking scandal, and they say Ghislaine's in jail. I don't even think Ghislaine's in jail. I actually bumped into her at the store last week. She was like, pardon me. I was like, no, thank you. Elaine Maxwell, who is the daughter of Robert Maxwell, a known Mossad asset. He died of natural causes, mysteriously fell off his yacht one day.
He died of natural causes. He mysteriously fell off his yacht. And that's all true. Oh my God. It's all just coincidences, right? Who said, why should I listen to conspiracy theory from... Nah, man, we're just... Hey, you know what? I don't even think these are conspiracies. I think they're all just friendly coincidences, just one after another after... Natural causes. He just fell off his boat, you know? How many times have you heard of a grandpa dying of natural causes, just falling off their yacht? That's it, you know? Living to the ripe old age of however, 80, and then just falling off their private yacht. You know, that's how it goes. It's all coincidences. Man, if you really want to listen to a good conspiracy theorist, I should pull up some Joe Rogan, because he doesn't believe anything is going on with the Epstein files. He's just like, wow, they're all liars, but, you know, I believe that Trump guy, he seems A-okay. The guy who hired all the people I think are lying and have lied to my face, they're pretty not neat. But Donald Trump, A-okay in my book. This is a good one, Joe. That's a good take, you Palantir agent. Coincidence, Palantir and Peter Thiel are large stockholders in Spotify that funded Joe $100 million and turned him into a puppet for the regime. All coincidences. Everything's just a coincidence. Don't believe me, folks. I just play audio. What is audio anyways? Just vibrations? It's hitting your ear funny? You know, think about it. Think about it. We're just radically moving molecules. That's all, folks. These are coincidences. Stay asleep, okay? That's like the motto here. Just stay, keep daydreaming.
And suddenly Epstein got very rich shortly after. So again, nothing to see here. We know that the money he used for this operation was leveraged by Israel. At the same time, he became acquainted with a lot of very powerful people who were associated with Israel. For instance, former Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Barak. Not Ehud Barack Obama, that's a different...
Who said, that's how my poppy died? Just a guy named Sue. Oh, that is funny. See? Just a coincidence. We even have more people in here saying, hey, man, I understand Ghislaine Maxwell's dad died of natural causes falling off his private yacht, but, you know, that's how just a guy named Sue's poppy died.
He's actually seen many times on camera approaching Epstein's apartment and walking in, and he would always wear a mask. And this was pre-COVID. This was trying to hide. This guy got caught on camera going into Epstein's house only to be recorded on more cameras. Also, Bill Clinton. A lot of pictures of Clinton with Epstein. It's not a good look. Clinton, obviously, very tied to Israel. He was brokering all those deals in the 90s. Alan Dershowitz, who's Israel's lawyer, also Epstein's lawyer. All of these people, as soon as they started hanging out with Epstein, Israel started to distance themselves because these people pose a reputational risk for Israel, which says a lot. If you're threatening Israel's reputation, you've really f***ed up. Here's why we know Epstein was an Israeli asset. Epstein got all of his money having stock in Israel, and he knew all these people who were liabilities to Israel. And liabilities plus equity equals assets. Epstein was an Israeli asset.
That is a long-ass accounting joke, but I respect the art form, and you should too. I don't know who this dude is, but goddamn, when he wrote that, you know, his accounting teacher was proud. So I wanted to share that with you. That was kind of funny. Florida. Anybody in Florida? Florida wants your kids out of school and getting their hands dirty working. Did you hear? Who knows who this turd is? Turd Ferguson. Just another Florida official says, you know, kids should get out of school. Yeah, because what we need right now, what we're not seeing is a mass exodus of intelligence. People are just morons. How do you think Joe Rogan still has people liking his videos besides the bots? Why do you think Tim Pool's taken as a serious newsman? You know, if you don't know, Tim Pool recently, like you don't even have to say I'm old enough to remember, like this summer, it was found out Tim Pool was being funneled money from Russia for his viewpoints, not to change. He was like, I didn't change my show. I'm like, isn't that concerning? Wouldn't you look in the mirror really long and hard if you were like, why does Russia want me to have hundreds of thousands of dollars for the viewpoints I'm spitting out? Well, I guess I'm good. You know? So, and Tim Pool went on his podcast and said, I'm the victim. I'm the 100,000-aire victim. I'm the victim. I was tricked into taking that money. You know, because that's usually how crimes work. I was tricked. I wanted to give it to him for free, man, but he gave me the money. And he admitted, you know, he takes money from Russia. He admitted it in the way that, like all right-wingers, they're the victim. It was not their fault. They're the victim. They'd like to speak to the manager. And here is a guy saying, no, we shouldn't educate. We shouldn't educate the youth. Let's make them stupid and work.
So we're booming. Our trades are doing well. We need to focus on our state college program, our trade schools, getting people into the workforce even earlier. We passed legislation last year to help high school students get their hands dirty and get on jobs.
Child labor. Just say that. Just say, hey, we're really pushing for child labor. We don't want those kids doing homework, studying for SAT. We don't want those kids going to college. We want them out in the workforce.
Sites more quickly. So I think there's a lot more we can do with apprenticeships, rolling out, beefing up our workforce, and trying to address the demand that is undoubtedly.
I wonder why there's a demand right now. It couldn't be anything to do with ICE, could it? Anyways, that's all right. Yeah, what we want is we want kids in the fields. That's what Florida's saying. Get them kids out picking the berries. That berries ain't gonna pick themselves. So brilliant move, Florida. I think that's really stupid. Maybe just a coincidence that your state is the Australia of America. And now this. I feel like, here we go. And now I want to show you guys this before we get into the Mar-a-Lago dude, the Mar-a-Lago kid, the Moron-Lago kid, the right-winger. How many right-wingers? We're going to look into it. How many of these psychotic, violent maggots? That's what they are. They're all violent maggots. You know, they can't fucking handle it. None of them. None of them. So we're going to get into them. We're going to get into the cartel, the CIA, how the cartel has better uniforms than ICE. ICE, are you embarrassed? You know, you're fucking Tommy Bahama khakis and button up aren't looking that cool now, boy. And you know who else masks up? The cartel does. So ICE and the cartel. Maskers. Oh, what's up, Pink Fur? Good to see you. European Antifa. Those are the original Antifas. Those are the originals. But I really wanted to share this part of Black history with you guys because this is very important. And when I say Black history, specifically because that's going to trigger some people, but also it's important for white people to understand Black history. It's important for Americans to understand Black history because that is our history. You should be proud of it. And I am. And this is an amazing story. I'm going to play this for you.
Obama elected a black sheriff in 1966, and the Klan put a $50,000 bounty on his head. But what Lucius Amerson did next made them regret it forever.
Being a Negro sheriff, do you think you'll have difficulty enforcing the law with white people?
This is something that I have talked about on several occasions with different people. As a matter of fact, I think that it will be much easier in working with the white people. I don't think that I will have any trouble at all.
Why is that? Why would it be easier for a Negro sheriff to enforce the law with whites?
When every white deputy quit, Amerson hired Vietnam veterans who killed for America and now kill for justice. His deputies didn't arrest Klan members. They disappeared them. 17 Klan leaders vanished during his 8 years. Must have left town, Amerson would say. The FBI investigated, but every black person in Macon County stayed silent. When the Klan shut out his house, 2 Klan families' barns mysteriously burned. When they burned his office, 3 Grand Dragons got found floating in the river. He turned their terror.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hey, what's up, sunshine? Good to see you. Good to see you. Can you hear me? 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 Heard. Thank you.
Throughout my campaign speeches, I have made the statement that if I am elected sheriff, I'm going to enforce the law impartially, and whoever commits a crime will be apprehended, regardless of whether it's white or Negro.
Amos, what do you think might happen that first Saturday night when you have to confront a white man who's been drinking?
I don't think anything will happen other than he'll get arrested.
Think you might have more difficulty because of your color?
I don't think so.
Was race and color a big factor in the election?
Well, the fact that I never did get involved in race and color, I don't think it was. I don't think it was a factor at all. Do you think you got any of the white vote wrong, Charlie, or do you have any indication of any white support? Oh yes, I feel like I got a lot of white support.
Alabama erased him from history books because he proved black power could destroy white supremacy. The Klan offered $50,000 for his head, but lost 20 members learning why you don't threaten a black sheriff with nothing to lose. Alabama.
Amazing story. Wanted to share that with you. And isn't that incredible? They put money on him, and it turns out a lot of those white supremers left town. Interesting. Glad he cleaned up the streets, because Alabama is a scary place, you know? That's really, we need to be educated. Whoops. Hold on. Zero respect for any video that uses AI narrator. Yeah, I get that. Lucius Davenport Amerson. Lucius Amerson. If you want to read more about him. The real sad thing is, like, this is his Wikipedia page, and it don't say nothing down here. Nobody's filled it in, and somebody should. It's like the book I read on Robert K. Williams, called Negroes with Guns. It's up next to my bed, I think. And if you read about Robert K. Williams, he was in North Carolina during the pool boycotts, the segregated pools, where the white dudes were pouring bleach in the pools to get the black kids out, and just horrific stuff. And he took up arms against the Klan, which was at the time also the police force. It's a fascinating book. It's a good read, and I would check it out. I heard the story from my family that grew up in Alabama. Oh, interesting. I had never heard this, so I wanted to share it with you. Irregardless of the AI, I'll overlook it because it was such a good video to share. So, you know, that's one of the exceptions. But yeah, some important information before we get into the news. That couldn't be Ghislaine, could it? By the way, this is the cartel. Should we talk about the cartel or the dude at Mar-de-Lardo? We'll talk about the cartel. And many more stories that nobody speaks about. Listen, that damn Arthur Lee, write him down, man. You know, if I could give you any advice, which you're not soliciting it, but let me just say, if you had heard this from family members, write it down. You know, it's so vital. That's why, like, you see in all those medieval films, where they're like, this writing will outlast us. And they would go to war over the writings. And what would they do? They burn the writings, you know, because the writing will outlast you, just like the music will outlast us. The books will still be here. That's why they want to burn the books. So I would suggest write it down, take a notebook, and go. You know, it would be even cooler if you interviewed the people who knew the stories. You know, date, time, who you're interviewing, how they heard the story, you know, their connection with it, and just notate it for history. That's important history. That is important history that will get lost, but more maliciously, it will purposely be forgotten. You know what I mean? Like, that is vital. So if you could preserve that, and then just, you know, I don't know what you do with it once they make a YouTube channel. I don't know. Yes, sir. I would love to see it. If you do any of that, please join our Discord, link in the description, and share it. I'd love to share those stories. No escaping AI is another Pandora box we let open. That's true. Hey, Jay Barron, wait a minute. Jay Barron, is that Donald Trump? Is he in my chat? This is a caller from John Barron from Virginia, Republican.
John in Virginia, Republican. Let's hear from you.
Well, this is John Barron, and you have
Well, this is John Barron, not Donald Trump holding his nose. That's gotta suck to have the name John Barron right now. You're like, oh God, did he have to use John Barron? Yeah, he did. He's been using it since the 80s. That's why he named his kid Barron, which I would say if you're gonna have a kid, don't name him Barron, because I know he thinks it's like, ooh, a wealthy thing, but I think, oh, little Barron is gonna be barren. He's a barren boy. He's gonna get teased, you know? Oh, little Baron. But, you know, stupid people do dumb things. What else can you say? Oh, man. So did you see, this is, I know you're probably thinking, Mouse. Yeah, if you haven't read Mouse yet, that's what we mean. Love to work with anybody who needs a cheap illustrator for a project. Ooh, we would do a modern day Mouse. My grandma, born and raised in Alabama, passed away 110 years old. Oh my God. And most of what she told us, my cousin wrote down. Oh, make sure, you need to interview your cousin and elaborate on those stories and talk to people she told those stories to. I'm sorry. My producer mind starts going. Because that is, you know, and you could do the Untold History of Alabama channel. I'd watch that. I'll watch that all day. I know Johnny Barron. Barron has an Argentinian boyfriend. Called his last son a fake name he used to use. I know. Isn't that pathetic? He named his last son Barron because he was so obsessed. What is with these dudes? Like Elon Musk is obsessed with the letter X. He named like, I don't know, all his kids in his website's X. Maybe he wants to fuck the X. I don't know. Maybe he thinks he looks like the X when he jumps up and down. I don't know. And then Donald Trump obsessed with the word Barron. Maybe because he wishes, he's like, damn, all those Epstein trips, if I was just Barron, leave no evidence. Oh, the world is run by Epstein and co. The world is run by the Epstein crew. Wait, who? Okay, so if you guys didn't hear, the CIA helped provide a lot of intelligence for the, I don't know what they call it. What's the stupid word that they call a Merkin spree? The most wanted drug kingpin using U.S. intelligence forces. Using U.S. intelligence. Jalisco on Sunday. If you've seen the videos, you've seen the videos. The operation marked a month-long major The operation marked a major escalation by the Mexican government amid Donald Trump's month-long campaign to pressure it to more aggressively fight drug cartels in his country. This is one of the funniest things. It's like when America is like, hey man, you got to get that drug thing under control. And they're like, you should probably get that pedo thing under control. I don't know. I don't want to be lectured by a bunch of perverts. I'd be like, I don't know. I'd rather have a bunch of addicts than a bunch of freaks looking at my kids. I don't know. The killing has sparked a surge of violence. This is the article I linked down in the description. I like when they call it like, what do they call it? Operation? No, they don't even call it operation. Campaign? No. I like when they use that finicky language that doesn't really say what they were doing. Hold on. Who? Oh man. CIA assets and the rise of the Guadalajara Connection. Office of Justice Programs. Oh man. But anyways, so the reason I bring up the CIA is because, no, it's not big. Mencho got murked. armed conflict on the border. Yeah, well, I mean, the cartels understand that the CIA helped with this. You don't believe me? Go read the Time magazine article that I linked down below. And the thing is the cartels are well organized. Look at their American weapons they have. You know, if I was Mexico and they said some to me about, did I not even take a picture? I didn't even take a picture of it. The Time magazine article is down below. I just wanted to show their uniforms. But, you know, could you imagine when you're reading this article, Time magazine, when they're like, Donald Trump's been pressuring Mexico for a month to pursue the more aggressively the drug fight against the cartels. Could you imagine? I wish Mexico would just be like, listen, could you please tell the CIA to start arming and dressing these folks? Like, goddamn, they look like an American military unit, you know? Like, please tell your CIA to stop sending the reinforcements down here, and then we could maybe, you know, then we could speak about what you want us to do. Give me a break. Look at, this is the cartel, man. They got better fits on than the Proud Boys. I mean, the ICE, whatever they are. They're Proud Boys, you know. Where do the Proud Boys shop at? What was that place called? Proud Boys t-shirt. What is it? T-shirt, what is it like? Common. Oh my God. Don't look up Proud Boys t-shirt. It's all like proud this. It's the cool Proud Boys. What does the T in t-shirt stand for? The T stands for its shape. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that. The T in t-shirt is the shape of the shirt, which makes sense. Proud Boys shop at. No, I don't want fucking, what is the place that the Proud Boys shopped at? Was it Tommy Bahamas? Hugo Boss? Oh, it was Hugo Boss, wasn't it? It was Hugo Boss. Okay. Hugo Boss designed the SS uniforms too. I think that's true. Oh, what's up, SmoknBlondie? LAX, you have zero idea how it works. We just played some SmoknBlondie's music. She's in the chat. Let's give her another shout. Hold on. I played it earlier. I'll play it in the background. Link to SmoknBlondie's video in the description. We need music like this. Was it Hugo Boss that the Proud Boys wore? Or was that a good joke? Or did they do it on purpose? Oh my God. A Fred Polo Perry. A Fred Perry Polo. That's what it is. A Perry Polo. But yeah, Hugo Boss designed the Hitler Youth and SS and all that stuff. But that's crazy. So now they're doing a Perry Polo, Fred Perry Polo, with that little, what's that sigil? That's crazy, man. Fascism back in style. Forget the old symbols. Has a new look and it's fashionable as ever. This is hilarious. The polo shirts with coded symbols create an identity and signal support of violence to other believers. Tradwife style prairie dresses and beauty pageant regimens promote conservative visions of family. It's just too bad those conservative visions of family don't reflect in their actual families. What's up, Tia? What's up, Olwyn Young? All right, that's SmoknBlondie. She's in the chat. Go hit her up. Go subscribe to her channel. That's her music. What's up, Cage? Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody stopping by. We're just talking about the cartel. The Cartel of Jalisco New Generation. It sounds like a fucking dope band. That's the confusing thing. When I was like CJNG, and it was like Cartel Jalisco New Generation. I think that's what it is. Pretty sure what it is. Yeah, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, the CJNG. I really was like, oh damn, that sounds like something Prince would have started up. Prince and the Jalisco New Generation. But these dudes, you know, they're looking put together. They all have matching armaments. They have some, you know, pretty shockingly American gear, I would say. Right? All right, Jess, hit me up. That was Blondie's music, 100%. Music for the times. I keep saying this, man. There's so many people. Crook, Kneecap, SmoknBlondie, Us vs. Them, Dropkick Murphys, Bruce Springsteen, Tom Morello. A lot of artists coming out of the woodwork. U2, I was going to talk about the other day. U2 released 4 songs, not their best work. Go back to the drawing board, U2. Boo. But at least they didn't push it into all our iPhones, for those of you who are old enough to remember that. All right. Let's see. What else do you guys want to talk about the cartel thing? You know, here's I think here's the thing. In every situation, right? I think it's important to learn some takeaways. You know, irregardless, good, bad, ugly, awesome, doesn't matter. It's always important to have some takeaways, right? And I thought that was interesting. The cartel lit these buses and cars on fire to create the black smoke so the military couldn't intervene. Oh, that was interesting. You know, there's stuff to learn from what is going on in the world. And that's usually when I read a news story, I go, okay. They're doing that on purpose. It must help their cause. And, you know, whatever, maybe it's a coincidence that I noticed that. I don't know. I'm just saying that it was interesting tactics. And that's what I like to do in every situation. Just good life advice. You know, no matter what it is, you just want to learn from it and grow. Really, that's what life is all about, folks. Learning from it and growing. So when I saw the cartels doing what they were doing and not allowing police interference or military interference by creating lots of black smoke, I thought, those guys must have went to college or something. You know, those are some smart dudes. And you can't, that's not a statement on approval or disagreement. That's just acknowledging what it is. I need everybody to realize that. Fred Perry is a favorite of the Dutch neo-Nazis too. Really, Sarjan? That's in reference to talking about the Proud Boys, because I was comparing. Well, I wasn't comparing. I was saying the cartel looks so much more organized and well put together than ICE. And ICE is like a $78 billion project. All our taxpayer money is funding them, and they can't even get matching outfits. It looks like they went to the fucking Salvation Army and the Army surplus store on their way to fucking go beat civilians up, you know? It's like, God damn, they're wearing like police badges and they're not police. You know, it's just, God, if anything, you know, let's take some lessons from this cartel thing. They look put together. You could confuse them for a military organization, and they certainly have interesting tactics in the street. That is not an approval or a disagreement. It's just an observation. That's all I'm doing. I'm observing. I'm saying interesting tactics. What do you use those for? Okay. And they work? Okay. All right. Okay. You know, that's all. So when I was referencing that ICE is such a sloppy, slobbing American mess of cheeseburgers, all those people look like, you know, they're fucking dressing up a pet cheeseburger going out there. My God, they can't even match. I was trying to figure out what the Proud Boys were wearing, and it was the Fred Perry polo. And our friend from across the pond said, Even the Dutch neo-Nazis like Fred Perry. Who is this Fred Perry, and why is he bugging the out of me right now? Fred Perry, we're going to find you out, buddy. Why are you such a fascist designer? Oh, it is a Fred Perry. Oh, my God. This has to be the triple Wimbledon champion. Of course, he's a tennis player. Of course, the Proud Boys wouldn't get like a rugby player or something. A tennis player. He played handball. I bet he did. Frederick Towerson Perry. Oh my God, it looks like even the advertisements look like a damn neo-fascist movement. Very, okay, I don't, what did he, why was he so alluring to the hates? The hate-filled people. Professional tennis. I don't want to hear about his tennis stuff. I don't give a shit. I don't like tennis. It's fucking boring. Okay. Clothing label. Here we go. It's the laurel wreath. Original symbol for Wimbledon. Did everybody know that? The laurel wreath that the Proud Boys wear? That's a symbol for tennis. Listen, I'm just making fun of it because, fuck the Proud Boys. But sporting legacy. Yeah, but how did old Frederick Perry get... He's got a lot of tennis stuff. This is boring. Anyways, I didn't know the laurel wreath was a Wimbledon thing. It's the collars. It is. It is the skinhead fashion. Fiat Lux. I'm a homosexual. It's awesome, man. I'm proud of you for announcing that. Is this your first time coming out? We love you and we support you. Okay? Joelle May. Your mom says hi. She was over here last night. My mom's been dead for like 20 years. Banging a skeleton, you fucking weirdo. Ew. Gross. Check their hard drive. Probably in the Epstein files. Joelle. But, almost got me. Almost got me. I'll tell you what, Joelle. Tell your mom to stop changing lipsticks. The rings around your are starting to look like a rainbow. Combat 18 clothing. How does anyone support that piece of shit Trump? Well, if you don't know, people who support Donald Trump, they see in Donald Trump what they see in themselves. So they're fucking losers. They think they're the best. They think they're the toughest, but they're most thin-skinned pieces of shit ever. And, they're just braggadocious. And ultimately, they just want to grab everyone by the, that's all they want to do. So the people who still support Donald Trump, they're hoping that nothing comes of the Epstein files. Like Joe Rogan. If you've listened to Joe Rogan in his interviews, he's like, man, Cash App Patel lied to my face about the Epstein files. McBlondie's lying to my face about the Epstein files. RFK Jr.'s lying about the Epstein files. He thinks everybody that Donald Trump hired is lying about the Epstein files, but he's like, but Donald Trump, he was the one that called the FBI. It's like, yeah, Joe, that's it. That's the one truth. I wish Joe would have me on, because when he goes, but Donald Trump, he's in the files for calling him and kicking him out, I'd go, that part's a hoax. Donald Trump said so. He said it's all a hoax, Joe. Why does nobody have fun on... That guy's not a comedian. You can't be a comedian and not have fun, This fucking podcast is more of a comedian show than Joel Bogan. Joe Bogan, I think is his name. Canadian chick. You think we're thin-skinned? Yeah, you are. MAGAs? And how are you Canadian MAGA? Are you in your wrong account? You might be in your alt account. You need to switch back to a redneck fucking guy. Switch back to that account because it says Canadian chick. Yeah, the right is, their whole thing is victimhood. I'm sorry, have you never heard Donald Trump do an interview where he has to talk to the press? I didn't even pull up the clip, but there's a recent one where he's like, I don't talk to CNN, they're fake news. He can't handle any critiques or questions that are too tough, that don't glaze him. You're kidding, right? Or how about this? Fuck Charlie Kirk. How about that? Remember when it was against the law to say that? Yes, MAGA and the Republicans are the most thin-skinned bitches ever. Prove me wrong. I want to set up a table that does that. Steven Crowder and the Republicans are thin-skinned bitches. They're always the victims. Always the victims. Books are out to get me. Leftists are out to give me health care. The media is unfair to me. Nobody's nice. My approval ratings are fake. Everything's a hoax. You guys are so thin-skinned, and it's hilarious. You don't know that. You know, you must abuse a lot of people in your life. That's all I can imagine. Everybody around you is walking on fucking eggshells, like, oh God, they're home again. Oh God. And if you don't believe me, just go look up charges of fucking Republicans. But I'm glad I got to teach you that, Canadian. I'm glad I get to teach you that. I'm glad. Because here's the thing about my channel. Okay? For everybody that's here, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. You can't unhear stuff. Okay? So when I crack your fucking facade of life with the truth, you can't unhear it. Now you're going to go question yourself everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, when somebody says something to you and you take offense because you think everything is offensive, you're going to understand that that's you being thin-skinned. Look at all your heroes. Joe Rogan, thin-skinned. Brian Callen, who's just a pervert, creep, unfunny loser, challenged Joe. And Joe was like, we can't talk about this. I'm going to start getting mad. And these are all clips you can find on the internet. Donald Trump, anytime anyone from any organization that isn't like, sir, you look so lovely today. What a handsome young boy you are. Anybody who doesn't start like that, he's like, that's it. You're not nice. Get them out of here. Like, you're going to have to, it's going to haunt your soul from now on that I pointed out to you that MAGA are thin-skinned egomaniacs. And that's why you always feel like the victim. That's why you always feel attacked. That's why you're scared of leftists. The leftists, we're like, hey, we want to give you healthcare. And you're like, God damn it. All I hear is socialism, wokeness. It's woke Sharia coming for me. And it's like, we want you to have free education and healthcare, not worry about rent, not have to work 3 jobs. We understand MAGA loves to work 100 hours a week so they don't have to see their family. That's the other thing. Side note, the people that get married and then fucking are like, oh, I hate my family. It's like, why'd you get married? You know, fuck's wrong with you? What is wrong with the men who are like, oh, they ball and train? Dude, you guys are fucking losers. And the only thing that I can surmise from the people I've met who act like marriage is some fucking ball and chain, are they didn't get any when they were younger and they married the first thing that would let them touch them. So now they're pathetic fucking ingrates, and that's, you know, the Republican Party. That's Donald Trump. That's why he had to cheat on Melania with what's her name, Stormy Daniels. Oh, what a pick. Republican values, folks. He cheated on all his wives, and he cheated on the first lady. We're taking a little detour right now. We'll get back to some news. The president cheated on the first lady with a girl named Stormy Daniels. And you think any Republican's gonna fucking lecture me on life choices? Get the fuck out. Go home, shut the door, and think about your decisions. Only morons think being woke is weak. 100%. And it's because they're morons and they don't understand woke means that you see the system for what it is. The structure of racism and oppression and exploitation is built against you, white or black or brown or yellow or red, purple or orange. Not orange. Orange is the one upholding the system for the pervs. But, you know, the education in America is so bad. That's why this Florida fucking dude, I still can't get over this. How the fuck, in Florida, how do you let one of your officials say we should get the kids out of the schools and put them on jobs? And listen, save it, you backwoods, redneck, hillbilly motherfuckers. And redneck not in like the Union War redneck way. I mean in like a disgraceful way. I don't want to hear your kids should be tougher in a trade school. You should want your kids to fucking not have to break their back like you do. You should want your kids to be the most educated. You should want your kids to have to fucking not worry about, you know, healthcare and a fucking pension and have safety nets irregardless of what they do. This shit is fucking digging back to the fucking children in the mines fucking era.
We passed legislation last year to help high school students get their hands.
Do you hear these people in suits and ties with their fucking Child Gambino haircuts and their fucking pretty corporate words, their C-suite language? It's like speaking in fucking script to you. You think it's so fancy. But you know what he's saying? Let me fucking explain what this turd fucking burglar, Turd Ferguson, that's what I'm calling him, and not in the cool remember Turd Ferguson way.
Last year to help high school students get their hands dirty and get on job sites more quickly.
We passed legislation last year to get high school students out of school and onto jobs. I'm sorry. Have you ever been to high school? Have you? I have. I also worked. And let me tell you something. Those aren't compatible. My future was not bright for intelligentsia because I was working so much. And if you've been to high school or college and worked, you know the stress that brings. This is repugnant that a guy who can afford a golden tie, he's wearing a golden piss tie, that's the color you pick, gold piss, in Florida, can tell us that don't worry, we rolled back the laws so you could get your kids working out there so they could afford rent too. So you can all chip in and buy an egg. I fucking hate this dude so much. And the fact that people aren't like pitchforks and torches at this dude's house, like, how about your kids go to fucking work in the fields? Huh? Oh, you don't have any kids? How about you shut the fuck up then? God damn. And the thing is most of Florida probably thinks, oh, he looks like Matt Gaetz. He looks very proper. Look at that suit. He must have a custom tailor. And that's all they see. And they're like, well, drop out of school, kids, and get to fucking work picking berries. The government deported everybody, so you need to do it now. You won't be paid enough to afford the berries, but fuck, you'll get your hands dirty, and they'll stay dirty for the rest of your life. Because there's no hope in America. There's no hope for the future without education. What do you think? We're all gonna be fucking carpenters? Save it, save it. All my friends are in the trades. Save your fucking breath. You know what all of my friends and family in the trades told me? Go fucking do something that doesn't break your back. So when you're fucking 50, you're not like broken back. Because when I worked in the trades, they were like, get out, go, run. Nobody working in the trades is like, oh yeah, I love fucking, I love breaking my back every day. Nobody. You can love your job. Nobody loves breaking their back, okay? And if that's the case, why isn't Donald Trump doing it? He's the toughest man alive, isn't he? Isn't he? Learn to weld. I was at one point, actually, Tanner, thank you. Never heard anyone in the trades not recommending the trades. You know why? Because they're all union jobs, you dipshit. Because they're the highest paying jobs that you can fucking get without an education. Well, now with an education. But the thing is if you actually knew anybody in the trades, they'd probably fucking, especially older folks, like, you know, the iron workers in my fucking family, that were like, yeah, it beats the hell out of your body, man. So you're telling me you know a lot of people in the trades that are like, I'm crisp and fucking I'm spry at the age of 50. Give me a break, dude. Fucking get the fuck out of here. And hear the message I'm saying. Nobody works to break their back so their kids can do it. You understand? Or, oh shit, you're young. You gotta be young. You gotta be young and stupid. Let me explain something. When I was growing up, people used to say, we want it better for the kids. We want the kids to do better than us. You've never heard these young kids, all they hear from Whoopi Goldberg and Donald Trump and Laura Ingraham is everybody's lazy now. It's like, no, they can't afford anything. They have no fucking stake in this society. They've been priced out of everything. They have to rent their music, their movies, the fucking their apps. They have to rent their fucking Pro Tools. They have to rent their software. They have to rent their books. They can't afford anything. And they're told they're lazy because they can't afford to fucking buy anything. Are you kidding me? And I'm sorry that happened to you. I feel so bad because you know what? I'm trying to bring it back. That's the one thing I'm doing here on this channel. I'm bringing it back. I'm saying we want it better for the kids. And anybody that's younger than me, I consider a kid. So I want it better for you. And if you're older than me and you don't agree, then fuck you, get out of the way. No one is lazy. Kids are smarter now. Kids are wiser now. I wouldn't say smarter. Because if you ask kids about simple history, I wouldn't say they're smarter. You know, we got a whole generation of fucking nerds thinking Charlie Kirk wasn't a racist piece of shit. So I wouldn't say smarter, but they are a little bit wiser. They're wiser to the corporate scheme. You know what I mean? They're wiser to understand socialism means worker power. It means workers creating that wealth should be entitled to that wealth. It shouldn't be exploited and fucking extracted to a few different guys who can buy yachts for yachts. You know, I would say they're wiser now. Not necessarily smarter, it's just they're keen to the game, man. They're keen to the game, and God bless them. God bless this future generation. Then get the fuck out of here. You don't have to listen to me. What do you think, I fucking lured you in here? Jesus. Listen, if you're gonna say we should all listen to the guy with a neck tattoo, don't. Go. Fucking leave. Like, goddamn. I don't need no friends, motherfucker. All right? I'm content sitting by myself in a room reading. I really am. That's why I'm pushing for socialism. God damn, I want these rich people to pay for all our shit. Don't you? They've had it easy long enough. And now with the Epstein files, I think we should be seizing all their assets and exiling them to fucking Epstein Island. Probably where, you know, Ghislaine's gonna go. If that was her. I don't know. Just a coincidence? But you know what? Fuck you guys. I've worked my whole goddamn... I've worked longer than you've been fucking alive. You know, to these young motherfuckers. And don't tell me work harder. Fuck you. I've watched good people work real hard and end up in a grave, all right, with nothing. And here's the thing. We are a blip. We are a blip in this lifestyle, okay? We are just radically moving molecules. That's it. We're atoms. We're fucking specks of dust. That's all we are. Busking at the fucking, at the corner for extra crust. Anybody listen to Atmosphere? No? Okay. You should. And this blip's going to be over real soon. And what did you have to prove for your existence? Saying yes, be obedient to the people who have all the money, being mad at the people who are trying to survive while the people hoarding all the money, you were like, they're the good guys. Like, you fucking losers. Get out of the way, okay? We've had enough of this tyrannical fucking dictatorship, oligarch fucking corporatism bullshit. It's been happening my whole life and just progressively gotten worse. My proof is I still own CDs, but I'm pretty sure you don't. So I own my media. So if streaming goes down today, guess what? I pop in a CD and I still have music. Well, you go, oh my God, can you believe Apple can just take the music away? Like, I come from a generation where the simple things in life. We could own singles. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Bust a Move. Young MC. We could own that shit. We weren't leasing it from Jeff Bezos. And you've grown up in this era of fucking No Tower Records and thinking that buying a license to a movie entitles you to own it when Jeff Amazon, whatever his name is, Jeff Bezos, has proven in court that he redefined the word buy. I'm not kidding. I've talked about it here on the live stream. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I show you the stuff that matters to your life. You don't have to listen to me, but you can't unhear what I said, okay? That's the thing. You don't have to listen to me. Don't. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I'm just trying to show you what's going on in your world, because if you're watching the lamestream media, Joe Rogan, Tim Pool, they're misleading you. They're making you think everything's okay. Well, you're like, whoa, weird. I gotta work more to afford the same stuff. Anyways, everything's okay. And I'm trying to tell you that Jeff Bezos literally went to court and said, our consumers don't believe when they buy something, they own it. They believe they're buying the license. So if we don't own the license anymore, they don't own the movie. Yes, they paid us. Yes, of course they paid us. That's how we make money. We scam people. And that's real life. Go look it up. The funniest part about that story is the lady who uncovered this had, like, you know, Pageant Dogs season 4 or something crazy. And I was like, God damn, this lady really liked that show. It's the most obscure show you've never heard of, but she sued Amazon because they took Pageant Dogs season 4 down or something. And she was like, I fucking bought that. I own Pageant Dogs, because it's obviously something you can't get on DVD. And that's the other thing, that this is how corporations collude with each other. Jeff Bezos is like, hey, I'm a big player in movies now, and you're not going to sell those DVDs, are you? Are you? Nah, I didn't think so. Because we're renting licenses, bitch, and it's making us primo mucho De Niro's, or however you say it in fucking Spanish. I don't know. It's making us primo Robert De Niro's. Oh, good God. Good God, you people. There's more audio I got to get to, but let's read some comments. No freedom of hate speech. That is true. White supremers. Hate speech is not free speech. Correct. Thank you, Jessica Scar. So no opinions? Oh, I got some opinions. Just go shovel. I did that for a long time. You go shovel. Ooh. I see we got some stupids in the comments. Okay. It happens. It's America, you know. They're everywhere. Be careful how you're using God's name. I use God's name to fucking vanquish the heathens, god damn it. What do you not understand about that, Joel Bunny? Joel Bunny, you're the motherfucker who thinks that, oh, if you say, God damn it, you're going to hell. But everyone in the Epstein files wears a tie and suit, so they're good and in heaven. And you didn't read the Bible. Or you didn't have somebody read it to you properly. Jesus judges people on the content of their character, okay? Your heart. So once you get saved, because most of America, just so you know, this is how you get saved. Most of America thinks if you proclaim Jesus as king, you're saved. Retards. Hate to use that word, but you are one. You are one. Because there's more to it, guys. Because Jesus goes on and he says, you know how you can know that you're following me? By acting like me. So go wash people's feet, give to the poor, give to the needy, heal the sick, you know, fight against the oppression, the rulers at the time. Remember, Jesus was anti-establishment. I don't know how the establishment co-opted Jesus' message, but his whole existence was like, you know, rebelling against the norms. Again, these people are so dumb. And, you know, you give religion a bad name. Let me just say this, because people are always like, oh, stupid people find religion to feel safe, you know? And I can't deny that, but I'd like to think it's way more complex than that. That's why science can't explain who did the Big Bang, you know? Like, that's my only question. Like, we get it. Energy, banged. What the fuck, what marble shot at it to bang it? That's all I want to know, you know? All these science people denying God but don't have a better answer is suspect. I thought you people were about hypotheses, you know? That's all right. I jest. Hold on. Joe Parker, stop using words you clearly do not understand the meaning of. Where is Joe Parker? What words are they using? That is funny as shit. I love that. This timeline sucks. I love that I will check my comments sometimes and somebody is like, you clearly don't understand the definition of words, you moron. God damn it, I love this community so much. You bring me so much joy. It's more complicated, that's true. It is. Ital-Irish, bro. Ital-Irish? You're Italian and Irish? Do you speak a mix of both? That'd be cool. I mean, science came about to try to enhance religion, belief in God. See? Ooh, I like this. We're getting deep, folks. Is that an elephant in the picture behind you? It's whatever you want it to be. I'll be honest with you. This is one of them. If you were from the 90s, we used to have these magic eyes where you'd have to start staring at it here and you pull it away and you'd be like, oh, it's a sailboat. You know? That's like a magic eye. It's a it's a new age magic eye. What happened to magic eyes, by the way? Can you still buy those? We're gonna solve this. Magic Eye, the book series. It was a book series? I guess so. Magic Eye Image of the Week. Provincetown, Massachusetts. Of course it's from Massachusetts. Oh my God, they still have them. Hold on. I can't do this one. That's a tough one. Click the image to see the 3D illusion. Oh, it was a heart? That was stupid. That was boo. It was the 3D craze of the 90s. Yeah, Magic Eye. Sorry I don't have an image for you, but I thought they were all a scam. Jess, yeah. I should start selling. Does anybody want to collab on a project? I'm going to start selling Donald Trump Magic Eyes, except they're not, and they're just all going to be penises. but we just write Donald Trump on them. So you got all these Proud Boys. Does anybody want to collab on a Magic Eye? Does anybody do Magic Eye art from the 90s? We're going to revive it and we're going to sell it as, 47, 45, 47, Donald Trump, awesome guy, Magic Eye. And there's going to be no images of Donald Trump. It's just going to be huge black. Does anybody want to collab with me? Oh my God. Oh my God. Brought to you by the FBI. Can we please, thank you, Black Betty. Let's do it. Let's please do this. Because these people will gobble up anything. Literally. They will, they will buy anything with Donald Trump's name. They bought Donald Trump merch where it was his head on some other dude's body. They bought merch of him like as a firefighter space cowboy, We should totally do that. Oh. And then we should do a Where's Epstein? Remember Where's Waldo? We should do a Where's Epstein? Where's Waldo? Where's Epstein of the Epstein files? Oh, this is the saddest part. This is like the most American part of the show, where we just think of ways to grift MAGA. Oh my God, hold on. Ichante Dante says, I forgot how it works, but in a college course, a professor explained to us how they work and showed us how they were made. Maybe you can find something online. I'm going to. Thank you for that. BUNKBED COFFIN's here. Hold on. My fiance just stopped by to say hello. What is up, Bunky? Hold on. Well, BUNKBED's here. Hold on. BUNKBED Coffin, you know him. Wait, does he have new art? Hold on. Did you release something new? Okay. BUNKBED Coffin is here. Go subscribe to him. This is the new grunge. I can't believe we have two artists in here, SmoknBlondie and BUNKBED Coffin. Good to see you, man. I love you. Love your art. Thank you for letting me use it. BUNKBED Coffin. BUNKBED Coffin, like he's sleeping. This is him. If BUNKBED's still here, this is his music. He's linked in the description. He's also in the chat. Go subscribe. He's got amazing originals, amazing covers, amazing stuff. Listen, BUNKBED, just because I have you here, if this show gets big enough, everybody hit subscribe and notification bell. Can we do, I don't care where you are, I'll build a secret studio where we can broadcast from, and like Howard Stern, when he had artists in, I could cut away to you and you could play your music. I think that would be so dope. Sorry, that's a crazy dream. We could have artists in, we could have them live on the fucking show. Would you do that? Please. We could have SmoknBlondie come in. We could have so many us versus them. I will build a whole how do you want your dimensions? What do you want? I'll build the whole thing. We just got to blow up and then we'll do it. Listen, BUNKBED Coffin is bringing punk, grunge, alternative back. He himself is the single flame on the candle of grunge, still burning in 2026. God bless BUNKBED. News so I can climb my back. I listened to this in the car. This is how good this is. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Yeah, original music, everything. This is just one of my favorites he does. You need keys? Yo, always take a keyboardist. Ricky Radio, do you really play the keys? You tickle them ivories? Here is, hold on, give me 1 second. I'll play some. If BUNKBED's stopping by, I will play him all day. Are you kidding me? BUNKBED's amazing. And don't forget, link in the description to BUNKBED. You're a composer. Listen, Ricky Radio, if you write some original stuff, you tag me or link me, or I'll go check your channel. I'll play your stuff on here. Why does this remind me of Nirvana? Because he is single-handedly keeping the grunge spirit alive through Nirvana, Alice in Chains. He does some War Pigs. You want to hear his War Pigs? This is unreal. Ready? Listen to Bunkbed Coffin's War Pigs.
Generals gathered in their masses.
Oh, this is good.
Just like witches and black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction. Sorcerer of disconstruction. In the fields of bodies burning. As the war machine keeps turning. Death and hatred to mankind. Poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh Lord, yeah.
He's so good. Here's one of his original screaming mime. This is Bunkbed Coffin. I don't know if he's still here. He was just stopping by. It's like, you know, getting graced by greatness. But link to his art in the description. He is a real soul-filled artist. Go support.
Try to get away from me if I can.
Black Boy 1620. That's the sick picture. So that's Bunkbed. We played SmoknBlondie earlier. I'll play her when we're signing off. Great music right now, man. You know, and music helps us get through. I don't even remember what we were talking about. My apologies. That is a sick picture, right? That's the thing, folks. Listen, I don't know if you hang art in your house, but here is my advice. Make it yourself. Even if you don't think you're an artist, just fucking go for it, man. You're never wrong. Here's the thing about art. You're just not wrong. Yeah, it might not look perfect. Yeah, it might not be what other people desire. But you know what? Once you make it, hang it on your own wall, you could sell that pretty puppy to some, you know, over exploitative CEO for an undefined amount. Thank you. That is not my art. My old roommate's friend. But I do have my art on the walls. I'll show you guys at a different time. Don't worry. I'm not going to be like the Joe Rogan program, okay? The Polio Rogan program where I just have my name behind me. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Every day we will have a new art piece from you, from me, from friends. That's what I think would be cool, right? We got to do this the right way, man. I know everybody's putting their Funko Pops in the background and their name and their plaques, their YouTube plaques. I don't know. If I get one of those, you guys can have it. Art is never wrong. Thank you, SmoknBlondie. 100%. You just sent the link? Awesome. But the reason, so I don't do this for the likes. I do it for the love. And I do this because if you're not speaking out right now, you're complicit. Let's just be very honest about that. You're either okay with what's going on or you're not. And that's just the truth. You're either like, yeah, the Epstein files are old news. Or you're like, prosecute all of them to the fullest extent of the law. But the vision I have for when we surpass Joe Rogan and we get to call him a Keebler elf because he's not funny, not a comic, and just a poisonous little tree rodent. What are the elves? Are they rodents? I don't know. But that just wants to sell you sugary snacks that are not good for your soul. But once we make it there, which we will, mark my words, everybody who's fucking, you know, told me no way, mark my words, once we get there, The setup will not be Funko Pops in the background. I'll never have my name fucking hanging, and I ain't putting up a YouTube plaque. I'll give it to you guys before I'll fucking auction. We're not auctioning it. We'll just do a guess what number I'm thinking of, and whoever guesses it right will get it. Because I don't give a shit about that stuff. You know what I care about? Showing you cool new artists that maybe you haven't heard of. Showing you cool new art that maybe you're like, oh, where'd you get that? And I went, ooh, guess what? We made that. And then that inspires you to hang art in your house instead of going to Target and buying some fucking repurposed bullshit fucking, everybody has it in their living room art. Make your own, man. Or buy something special that means something to you, Like I got Harriet Tubman and John Brown, my grandfather in his fucking war attire, Have some cool stuff. Do it. I'm telling you, change your life. People come in and be like, oh, damn, I've never seen that art piece. And you'll be like, well, guess what? Those stick figures I painted, It doesn't matter if it's stick figures. It's fucking rad. Just do it. Just do it. Oh, what's up, Duffy? Good to see you. I would like to see some more of your art. Well, let's get me to 1 million subs. There's 300 here. If you guys all hit subscribe, then we can get there. I've showed my art before, and I will again. I'm not hiding it. Listen, I almost went to art school. I almost became an artist, and I said, nah. I love art. Don't get me wrong. Release the Clinton files. Trump's name is all over those, homie. Are you sure you want to do that? Look at Ray Ray. What are you, little dummy? Oh, this is adorable. You can't talk about your Madam President at all? What has Trump done that you like? Yeah, if the Seekonk, New Bedford, Fall River. What are you listing places that are covered in snow right now? By the way, if you're in New England, I hope you're being safe, staying warm, don't travel. And if your boss wants you to come in and says walk or take an Uber, say, fuck you. You don't value my life? You don't value my life? You just want some more dollars? You want to risk my life for your dollars? I don't think so. Yeah, I said with a C. The world is run by the Epstein class. You're okay with that? Something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with you if you're not complaining right now. Like I said, there's two sides. You're either on the right side of history, or you're going to pretend that you weren't on the wrong side. It's that simple, folks. It's not complex. I know, fucking when... I know it looks like the beautiful mind meme with all the equations floating at MAGA when they're like, wait, I have to go against my dear Supreme Chicken Supreme leader? What? It's not that complex. He's all over the Epstein files. He's been a pervert since the 80s. This is well documented. He was the one that said, grab him by the pussy. He said, I'm going to throw in some Tic Tacs and go start kissing him. Like, this dude is on record long before the Epstein files come out that he was a creep. And now we just have paper FBI confirmations that he was best friends with this dude and they were doing heinous stuff. And you're going to pretend like me? I'm always complaining. I don't like being run by a pervert class. That's fine. You're okay with it. I'm not content with it. No siree Bob, just like I didn't like Joe Biden because he was a goddamn strike breaker. And that's why we got a lot of work to do here, folks. We have a lot of work. A lot. We got a lot on our table. Let's talk about MAGA. Let's talk about MAGA. You guys ready to talk about MAGA? Tim Pool, 16 hours ago, said, thank you, Evan, for a post I can use to prove the left is violent. He was using the 2-week-old meme of that kid punching the ICE dude at the high school. That kid who's like, you support ICE? Boom. And, he's a hero to all except for Tim Pool because Tim Pool is a Russian asset. Anyways, and Tim Pool conveniently ignoring the fact that somebody, a MAGA, this is where your working man's president lives, by the way. He lives at a fucking golf course real estate fucking country club. And you think he cares about you? Wait, you think he's in here and he cares about you? You thought he cared about your Alabama farm? Your Arkansas farm? Why? Because he's a Southern man now? He's a Democrat from New York who's a Nepo baby and friends with the Clintons, but that's okay. That's okay. It's adorable. You think the guy who lives here gives a shit about working class people? Fuck it, eh? You people are dumber than I thought. But if we're going to talk about MAGA, we have to talk about the person who was murked by law enforcement after unlawfully entering the grounds of President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago club in Palm Beach, Florida. You know, the place where he would not let his voters get in. He'll let his donors and his bribers go, but his voters, the people that the police murked, they're not allowed. We'll read why. The man was identified by investigators as 21-year-old Austin Tucker Martin. Austin Martin. It almost sounds like Aston Martin. You know, if there was a knockoff Temu version of Aston Martin. Austin Martin. That's definitely a white trash name. The incident, including the individual's background, actions, potential motive, and the use of force, is under investigation by the FBI. Well, it's just too bad that the FBI head, if you didn't see the video, he took our tax dollars to fly on his private plane to drink beer with Team USA. So in case you didn't see that, the FBI guy can't investigate this. He's too busy chugging beers with Team USA on your tax money. Remember when conservatives were like, not on my tax dollars. We're not giving people health care. I'm not going to help a baby on my tax dollars. I'm not going to let old people have health care on my tax. Not able-bodied people. But they're fine with him doing this with their tax money. You know how they're like fine with that? They're like, yeah, chugging beers on my tax dollars. Idiots. You are so fucking stupid if you support this regime. Anyways, this is Austin. As you can see, he's very MAGA-esque. And his family even is published in an article. Hold on. Austin's family, MAGA. Let me just pull it up. Because they were shocked. I know the story. Where is he from? Hold on. Where is he from? Moore County Schools? North Carolina. He's from North Kakalaka, which I'm pretty sure voted for Donald Trump because they're idiots. Not all of them, but the ones who did. Hold on, what is it? His cousin. He said his cousin didn't even discuss politics. We're big Trump supporters, all of us. Everybody, Fields said. But his cousin was real quiet. They're real big Trump supporters, but they don't talk politics. Yeah, I guess you could just grow up in that atmosphere and, you know, be apolitical, right? That's how MAGA works, you know? MAGA... I guess that's how they work. You could just grow up in that and be not into politics. No, they were maggots, you know, the whole family. And apparently he got disillusioned with the handling of the Epstein files, or that's what the lamestream media is reporting. Who knows? You know, maybe he was just a young kid and was like, this world is fucked, man. Which I get. You know, I couldn't imagine being a young kid right now, knowing the world's run by a bunch of perverts. The FBI is out drinking beers like you should be as a young kid. And fucking, you know, the FBI is making all the mistakes of a fucking 22-year-old right now. Well, the 22-year-olds are working 3 different jobs, trying to pray that one day they can rent a fucking 2-room tent on the banks of the fucking Muddy Whiska. It's unreal. It's unreal. But this North Carolina MAGA family person, it's weird because, you know, you read about the story and Donald Trump is in D.C., so he showed up like, you know, like what a fucking waste. God damn it. We need education in this country so bad because the kids are so stupid. They don't even know when the president's home or not. And, I don't know what the fuck this kid was thinking, because you don't just show up, Apparently, to get in, you have to like send $1 million donation, and then they invite you right the fuck in. So, stupid working class people. Yeah, simple storage. That's what I was saying. Absolutely moron that he would just stroll up. I'm like, that's the other thing that I make the point about all the time. Like Donald Trump, just so you know where he lives, where he called White House South. This is his palatial estate. So if you're in North Carolina or Alabama or something and you voted for him, he doesn't give a fuck about you. He lives here and he has people dress up as furries and come party for him and dance in front of him. Like he cheats on his wife. That's just proven. Like this dude is not concerned about you. He doesn't give a shit. He's trying to consolidate power and money. Okay? But it's just funny because I've made this joke. I'm like, it's so funny. You see the people that are like MAGA standing outside of his house, like hold up signs, like he's the greatest thing. He's God. He's God. And it's like, bitch, he wouldn't even invite you inside to fucking clean the bathrooms. Probably because they're filled with classified information. Another true story. God, you can't even make jokes anymore. And I thought Elon Musk said, what did Elon Musk say? Hold on. I thought Elon Musk said when he spent $300 million to elect Donald Trump so they didn't go to prison. I thought he said,
legalize comedy.
I thought they said they were going to
Legalize comedy.
Apparently not. Oh man. But yeah, I've always said, like, bro, if you voted for a dude who lives here, he wouldn't let you inside to fucking clean the pool. All right? FFWR. Just because you grew up in a Republican Democrat family doesn't mean you are the same. Majority of my family is Republican, but I'm independent. I'm guessing you meant 100%. I agree with that. But I would say with these MAGA families, it's like grooming, That's why they're so into Donald Trump, because they like to groom kids, And I'm not saying it works every time. In fact, I think most of the kids growing up now probably can't talk to their parents. They have to deal with this shit. But there's no doubt. And if you don't believe me, just go look at Lauren Boebert's Christmas cards, where she's grooming her children to stand in front of a Christmas tree holding weapons. You know what I mean? Like, that's grooming. That's grooming. That's what that is. It's perverted, and it shouldn't be allowed, and it shouldn't be celebrated, especially at Christmas time. I'm like, are these fucking people for real? If you've never seen Lauren Boebert's Christmas card, go look it up. She's got like 20 fucking kids. I don't know. They all have a bunch of kids. None of them fucking go to school. They're probably all homeschooled, and they're all holding weapons in front of a Christmas tree. Like, yeah, that's the spirit of Jesus right there. The guy who rose someone from the dead. That's the spirit. He always carried a fucking 44. Like, what the fuck is going on, man? Anyways, so yeah, not all the time are you MAGA if you, it is grooming. Yes, Jane, it 100% is. No. If you don't know that's grooming, then you don't understand what grooming is. You don't understand that you were groomed by the president to think a guy who lives at this house gives a shit about people who can't afford rent. That's grooming. You've been groomed through the media, through the news, through him and his friends, Larry, and I'm assuming Larry's son is called Fart Ellison. Larry and Fart Ellison bought CBS. They're buying, Paramount, WB. They're buying all the media so they can just groom you into thinking like, no, everything's awesome, dude. Just chill out. Why are you complaining? We have many yachts and have all the eggs we want. You should be happy you have 3 jobs. How great is the economy? You're working 3 jobs, man. Save one for me. Like, that's grooming. You're a fucking idiot. Anyways. Anyways. FBI Director Kash Patel said on X, you know, because that's usually how the FBI releases official statements. I hate this timeline. This timeline is so fucked. The FBI Director, who, by the way, let me just show you where he is. He spent your tax money to go drink beers with Team USA because, you know, that's... Who can't remember J. Edgar Hoover going to... Wait. Who was the fucking dude? What the... No. Sorry, it's a long reference. It's a long reference. Tommy Smith. Who can't remember when J. Edgar Hoover went to go and drink beers with Tommy Smith after Tommy Smith raised his fist in the air, winning the gold medal? Who can't remember that, right? You guys not ask your grandparents about that one. And this is just another one for your yearbook. You know, everybody's making a yearbook at the end of the year, and this will be in there. And Kash Patel, you know, spent your tax money to not do FBI shit, but wear a Team USA hockey uniform and drink beers with them. You know, and then film it to rub it in your face. Because usually the FBI director is always celebrating with the Olympiads. Pretty sure J. Edgar Hoover did that every time. You know, there's got to be an old viral clip of J. Edgar Hoover swinging his shirt around above his head, fucking chugging whiskey, being like, let's go, let's go, let's go. You know, like it's a fucking hazing ritual at a frat party. My cross. Oh my God. Black Betty, cross-eyed Patel. This bitch right here, his name is Kash App. That's not even a joke. I'm not even joking on this dude. His parents named him after a goddamn fucking money-changing app. Kash App. K-A-S-H-Y-A-P. Kash App. Dude's name is Kash App. And fucking... He took our tax money to go drink beers at the Olympics. Maybe that's what AI should do. Maybe that's how we use AI. We use AI to make fun of these people. Somebody make a video of J. Edgar Hoover at the '68 Olympics, swinging his head around, his shirt around his head, and cheersing Tommy Smith, who just did the black glove fist raised after winning gold. They're mocking us to our faces. Oh, thank you for the gift, Jane. And I saw another gift in there. So I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. And Binary Ghost with the support, with the 2 super chats. Appreciate you. This channel, this commentary is supported from viewers like you. You could do it for free. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, join me every weekday. Or you could send some of that hot moolah my way. Cause egg is expensive. And saying tax the billionaires into extinction isn't really the profitable grift the right-wingers want you to believe. When you're saying we should be taxing these corporations until they're considering relocating their fucking places, where we should be taxing rich people till they're threatening us that they'll all leave, and then we go, good, do it. We call your bluff. You know, that's not really profitable for companies. So I'm supported by you. Okay, let's get back to Kash Patel. Oh, Kash App. Director Kash Patel, I refuse to call him Kash, said that the agency would be dedicating all necessary resources to the investigation. Do you believe that? Because I would say if you're the top guy at the FBI, you would be a resource. And it looks like you probably need to sleep this off before you can be a resource. So I don't know. Trump survived an attempt on the campaign trail. Oh, and that's the other thing. 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks. Look at this shit, man. This is the craziest part. Oh, Binary Ghost, thank you. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Just get rid of the loopholes. You don't really need to raise the tax rates, and doing so won't do anything so long as the holes exist. We get rid of the loopholes, but we also tax these motherfuckers out of existence. Nobody needs $1 billion. Tell me why you need $1 billion. I appreciate the super chat, but I will disagree with you till the end of time on this. You don't want to know why? Here in Massachusetts, we put a wealth tax in, 4% on any income over $1 million. No kid has to pay for lunch at school. They get breakfast free. If you want to go to community college and get a bachelor's degree, you get it for free. You don't have to pay anything. So taxing wealth works. Yes, get rid of the loopholes. I'm fine with that. All the rich people wrote the loopholes. But bigger than that is nobody needs $1 billion. Nobody. MCR, you are 2QK. Thank you for the $2 super chat. J. Edgar Hoover attended the 1951 World Series. Look at that. There's a little Snapple cap fact for you. I would just say J. Edgar Hoover attending the 51 World Series, here in America, hence that being an American thing, is a little different than Cash App Patel. Again, he lectured us 2 years ago about taxpayer money on jets when whoever was the head of the FBI. So he already knows it's wrong because, he's on record saying that. Then taking our money to go and drink beers after they won. I don't even think he went and watched the game. I think he just went to celebrate, which is such a bandwagon fan if you're going to ask me. But anyways, that's cool. J. Edgar Hoover attended the 51 World Series. The more you know. Look at this. Liquor store dinosaur. Appropriate name. In the land of the free, who are you to tell anyone what they do or don't need? Okay, liquor store, so riddle me this. In the land of the free, you're not supposed to tell anybody how they can express themselves, who they can marry, or what they could do with their own bodies, correct? If we're going to go on that fucking theory. I love that theory. And again, you didn't answer my question. What do you need $1 billion for besides fucking bribing Donald Trump to get on the board of peace, going to Epstein Island, or hanging out with Epstein? Just answer me that. But I'll ask your question with a question. So you don't think we should regulate who people should marry, what women can do with their bodies, or if men and women are free to dress and be whoever the fuck they want to be, because it's the land of the free, right? Hold on, Binary goes. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Already starting to read. I need $1 billion so I can live in my blimp homes. These fools with their yachts don't appreciate the value of air superiority. That is, see, I could get behind this. So Binary Ghost is the only acceptable billionaire because he thinks the water is for billionaire peasants. Binary Ghost is like, I am air superior. I will live in a blimp. I will have a yacht blimp. Just don't call it the Hindenburg 2 or Zeppelin. Okay, so is liquor store dinosaur not going to answer? Okay, correct. Oh, he said correct. Awesome. So now liquor store dinosaur, just tell me what you need $1 billion for. I gave you a couple examples that are proven in the Epstein files. Just tell me what you need $1 billion for, because that kind of mentality is class trader mentality. When you say, oh, you shouldn't tell people that they can't have $1 billion, but they get to tell us that we get a fucking minimum wage. If we have a minimum wage, we need a maximum wage. How come CEOs went from getting 25 to 1, the median employee in the 60s, to now sometimes over 6,000 to 1? What are you saying, that workers don't work harder? Because that's just proven wrong. And you're telling me CEOs work even harder? Because I fucking read their schedules in Fortune magazine where they wake up to meditate, go to the gym, have a Zoom meeting at 10, take a 4-hour lunch break, and then come back to fucking pick up the kids. They're not working hard. So just don't have a class trader mentality and understand that it's like your parents used to say in the 90s, be home before midnight, nothing good happens after midnight. Nothing good happens after $999 million. And the Epstein files prove me right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Butterfly, sup. Wait. Okay. Butterfly, sup, my noses. What kind of name is that? Oh my God, yes, too much class brutality, 100%. These people will think, I hate that America has this wealth equivalency, where they think if they have a lot of money, they clearly earned it. And they don't even understand that Donald Trump has a lot of money because he took over Fred Trump real estate. He didn't earn it. Every business he had either went bankrupt or he fucking crashed. He's never done anything that's valuable, that's added fucking, and just talk to the contractors who work for him, okay? The class brutality is within your neighborhoods, and that needs to stop right now, or you're all grounded, okay? Stop being a class traitor, or I'm taking away your Game Boy. Understood? I'll fucking do it too. Don't test me. All right. Ugh, I should be alive till 2055. Well, it depends, you know, if you're in America, because if you're in America, I hate to break it to you, our life expectancy is dropping. And you're paying more for that health care, that health insurance. You're not paying for the health care. Walmart pays well over $1 billion a year in payroll, so yeah. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I don't understand what that means. They pay well over $1 billion a year in payroll, so yeah. Please explain more. It may be the warriors that get all the glory, but the engineers that build society. Lars, that's a cool quote. What's that from? That reminds me of, I want a Game Boy. Don't distract me. Wait, who's... that reminds me of Lars. That reminds me of not a quote, but if you know anything about like old wars, it wasn't just fought by soldiers. You know, old wars like the Revolutionary War, the women, and they even had fifers. That still gets me, man. They were recruiting like 15-year-old boys. They were like, hey, man, you play a sick flute. You want to come on war with us? And the kid would be like, all right. And he'd be like, doot, 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 doot. And for me, I don't understand it. I know music is important. Don't get me wrong. Music is vital. But I just don't understand how in the olden days you would have someone playing drums and a flute marching towards the other people. I would be like, shut that turn the music off. You're going to let them know we're coming. You know what I mean? But these people were vital. The wives came and they cleaned up the bodies and they helped the soldiers. The children came, you know, they had to do the cook. Like, so it wasn't just, that's why I hate misogyny in society, because once you understand that, like, it takes a village, whether it's war or not, like, shit, man, you start to gain a new perspective for the unsung heroes of things. You know what I mean? I need $1 billion to buy land and develop it with small homesteads of free energy technology, roads, and homes that are self-sustaining, greenhouse included. Yeah, but Sam, of course. But no billionaire does that. So you can be a billionaire too. I am personally approving all billionaires through this live stream, so please apply. But that's the thing. You would think, right? Like to humans, because I don't think billionaires are humans. I think they're greed in human form, because they just want more money. Because at what point can $1 billion not buy you anything? You know, like they're buying multiple yachts and then turning around and telling us through the Washington Post and the news and the lamestream media, like, hey, you dumb poor people, stop buying a new iPhone that you have to use at work and your job and to apply to jobs and to live and to connect with other people and to call people. Stop buying a new one. Yes, we made them fucking go defunct in 2 years, but don't buy another one. Just use the broken one you have. Like, they could not make iPhones. They could make them last for, I don't know, 20 years instead of lecturing us on buying a new iPhone every year. It's like, yeah, you think we want to? You think we want to finance a new phone every year? Fuck you. But the bigger thing is like, these people have billions of dollars and they're buying multiple yachts. And then there's people in the comments like, hey, man, you shouldn't tell them what they can't buy. And I'm like, I'm not. What I'm saying is, like, if your workers are peeing in bottles because they're not allowed to take a long enough break to go to the bathroom, I don't know, maybe you have too much money. Call me crazy, which you will, but I'm defending you. I don't get. I'm defending you. And you're like, I have a good job. I'm a bricklayer and I own my parents' home. Then I'm defending your fucking kin. I'm defending your neighbors. Get my point, man. God damn. Did you like that? I just did the whole conversation with them so they didn't have to do it. Most jobs don't pay. No. You could just say all jobs don't pay enough to support a family. All jobs. I don't give a shit. You make $300,000 a year. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And my proof is 2 years ago, the Wall Street Journal created a fucking new term called rich session, where they were like, man, people with triple digit incomes are really feeling the fucking crush of this economy. And it's like, you kidding me? You kidding me? You're creating a word to victimize the fucking, upper middle class? Kidding me? You fucking, and nobody noticed it. And I talked about it on here, and I said, this is fucked, man. They're trying to make everybody a victim to the fucking economy and not understanding that the people running the economy are the fucking cause of it. Okay? K-hole shaped economy. It is. It is. It is. And the scariest thing, which I just talked about last week, I think it was last week, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. You can't miss this stuff. Most importantly, because once I say it, you can't unhear it. That's just science. Go ask Neil deGrasse Tyson, LeVar Burton-esque. Just ask some smart dude, LeVar Burton. He probably read the most books. Ask him. I would trust him over Neil. Yeah. Ask LeVar Burton. But once it's just science. Like once you heard something, you can't unhear it. There's no going back in time. Yeah, the K-shaped economy is worse for the working class because we're getting less of the money, and the K is the people who have all the money getting more of the money, And the worst part about that is now everywhere is catering to those people because they're supporting the economy, which we just went over that article too. Another Wall Street Journal. I said, this is horrific. The Wall Street Journal is Rupert Murdoch's personal fucking journal to make you think like, ooh, I know something about Wall Street. But all he's doing is fucking feeding you propaganda. And even he is now like, ooh, this economy that's built on people who own stock and have passive income and they're supposed to be buying everything isn't really going to keep working. Other people have to have some money too. I don't know what we do about it though. That's always the thing. They're like, I don't know. You're saying we have all the money, they have none, and we should do something about it. Have we tried taxing the people with no money more? Like, that's usually the solution. They're like, just raise the taxes on the people with no money. I think that should work. And then you get Republicans being like, that's right. That's my big, beautiful bill. You fucking dolts. You bunch of dummies. You stupid dummies. Don't worry. Once the economy crashes and you all die from hunger, fucking, in the afterlife, you'll be looking up. Be like, I told you so. Is it hot? Okay. Anyways. Who keeps saying freedom of speech? Shut up about freedom of speech. My God, just shut the fuck up. Sorry. I don't know how many people keep saying freedom of speech in here. It's getting tiring. There's no freedom of speech anymore. There just isn't. As soon as they started saying, like, you have to worship Charlie Clan and you're not allowed to, criticize Madam Trump, it was gone. It was gone. Once they took Jimmy Kimmel off the air using the FCC, the government censoring Stephen Colbert's interview with James Tallarico, freedom of speech is gone. It's gone. Doomer loser. What are you, happy about the Epstein files? Are you fucking, were you like Donald Trump when he said this is sad, it's a shame? Donald Trump, when asked about being Prince, the royal formerly known as Prince, being arrested, he said, I think it's very sad. He's the only motherfucker in the world that was like, oh, they got Andy. They got Andy guys. Donald Trump's the only motherfucker that was like, they got Andy. That's so sad. He also wished Ghislaine Maxwell well. And you got people in the comments like, oh man, what a doomer. Don't worry, Andy's released. It was a catch and release program. Get the fuck out of here. If you feel, hold on, Steffelson, if you feel we violated your freedom of speech by putting you in a YouTube timeout, you are free to call the police and file a complaint. I would even go further because I hate these people that come in here and go freedom of speech. You guys are the same people that said there's consequences for your speech when Jimmy Kimmel made a joke. Or he didn't even make a joke. He didn't even do anything wrong. These are the same people that come in here and they're like, hey, man, consequences. And it's like, you're on my live stream and you think you can say whatever you want? I got rules, bitches. No misogyny, no fucking racism, no homophobia, no transphobia, none of those biases, no xenophobia, none of that bullshit, man. We just don't tolerate it here. But here's the good news about free speech, you little twats. You're on YouTube and you can make your own videos. Now, if I went and took your video down, if I all of a sudden started working at YouTube and just said, you don't get to say anything, that would be a violation of your free speech, even though it wouldn't be because, again, we're on YouTube. But, trying to make these morons understand is very difficult. So in my comments, you don't have free speech. You don't. I know you think, I just want to say hateful things and everybody has to tolerate me. We don't here. We're a family. We are the vanguard. We were leading the new fucking generation of freedom lovers. And that doesn't tolerate hate mongers. Okay? Is that clear? Is that clear enough for you? But the good news is you're already on YouTube. Go make your own video where you can say whatever you want, The thing is you probably won't, because I've been asking people to do this for 2 years now. And you chicken shits don't make videos. You don't. And most of your gods, your Tim Pools and Steven Crowders, are on like Rumble because they can't even fucking make their hate-filled videos on here. But that's the good news. You do have your free speech to do whatever you talk all the shit you want on your YouTube channel. Go do it. You have an account. You're in my comments. Go. Now, is that a good enough lesson for people? Oh, here they are. Small D energy in the comments. I was saying in response to someone saying you shouldn't be talking about what you want. Oh, thank you, Mythist Music. Do you make music? I was just reading that, and so many people come in here, and that's why I have to do my little thing about free speech. The beautiful thing about free speech is you have a YouTube account. See your troll account that says NJ Cave Explorer with the D. You can go on there and go, I'm here. I'll do New Jersey Cave Explorer. A lot of caves in New Jersey. I will pretend I'm you, but you probably wouldn't show your face. So here, I'll do what Trump supporters will do because they're chicken shit. They don't want to share their beliefs. So here, they'll go, guys, I'm just so sick of how many people keep criticizing my God King, Donald Trump. He was not John Barron. I know there's a Wikipedia article about it, but that was a good, loving New Jersey man who just came and wanted to call and say, Donald Trump is my king, God, queen. And if he did Drag Story Hour, we would all worship it. And if Joe Rogan ever talks bad about him, I will never, ever buy his alpha pills again. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. You can get your local bootlicking content here every morning. I'll never show my face because I'm a piece of shit, chicken shit, and I can't share my beliefs because I'll probably fucking, be too scared to fucking walk the street after. So go fuck myself and see you guys later. There you go. Bunch of twats. That's how you do it, New Jersey Cave Explorer. Go do it. Don't show your face and just bootlick because there's not enough of that, Pam Blondie, Cash App Patel, fucking clan, what's her name? Christy Nome. Who else? Scott Bessent, Pete Hegseth, because they're not saying to worship Donald enough. We just need the people who were small government, anti-government 2 years ago to now say the government is the greatest thing since sliced bread and everybody else can piss off. What a bunch of complainers. That's how you do it, New Jersey. Don't know why you're picking on me. Didn't you say something about Trump? Hold on. Barron. Oh, New Jersey. Wait a minute. Then I'm not picking on you in a bad way. I was just using you. Treasonous Republican under much pressure. I thought you were saying TDS. I saw you say something like TDS, and those people exhaust me. So not to pick on New Jersey Cave Explorer. By the way, what was I reading about New Jersey earlier? Oh, let's give New Jersey some love now. Sorry about that, New Jersey. And that's the other thing, MAGA. Take a fucking note. It's okay to be wrong and say you're sorry. Look at that. I'm sorry, Cave Explorer from New Jersey. See, this is where it's hard to keep up with the comments. Money. Aren't you talking about Antifa? Antifa is anti-fascist. America used to be Antifa. Now America is fascist. Look at this. This is from New Jersey. New bill introduced today by New Jersey Assembly members Katie Brennan and Ravi Bala with an only in New Jersey style title. You guys ready for this? I want to see who can put it together first. Okay, I'm not going to tell you, but let's read the bill. Establishes fight unlawful conduct and keep individuals and communities empowered act. Permits civil action for violations of U.S. Constitution related to immigration enforcement. Every community should have this, but is anybody picking up on what this says? Just be careful using TDS and other acronyms in the chat because there's a lot of bots running around doing that. Yes, thank you, Dusty. Yes, I would say that. Don't use TDS in this chat because we just had to fucking mute people that do that. George the patio guy. There we go. I like George. He picked on that quicker than me. Look at that. So if you understand, this says fight, unlawful conduct, and keep, F-U-C-K, individuals and communities empowered. No, we're not saying, Danny, anyone who uses those letters is a bot. What we're saying is the bots always use those letters. So it's one of those, you know, not everybody is this, but everybody who does that is this. It's one of those. I know it's tough to follow along, but... Well, Danny, there's multiple definitions to being a Russian bot. You could just be a Russian bot the way Tim Pool is. You know, he just took hundreds of thousands of dollars to fucking propagate American minds with Russian propaganda. And then when he got caught, he went, oh, I'm the victim. They paid me millions and I'm the victim. Poor Tim Pool. Keep going to get your news from a guy who got tricked by Russia with hundreds of thousands, like an abnormally large amount of money. That he was just like, nope, this seems normal and I'll just be duped. So either he's that stupid and you get your information from someone that is that stupid, or it was malicious. Those are the two options. You know what I mean? So you could be a Russian bot like that, where you just don't even understand that when you tell people, why don't you leave this country? And people go, why don't you leave? Why don't you go to Russia? They have a dictator. Guess what? Vladimir Putin will just be president forever, like Xi. You know, why don't you go to those places? Because you want Donald Trump to be president forever. Why don't you just go to a place that has that? Go try it out. Go live there for a little bit. You know, don't dissent. Big advice, don't dissent. And you love that. You hate dissent, right? So why don't you go to those places? So that's what we mean by a bot. What's up, President Reagan? Thorn, yeah. It is. It's a fascist dog whistle. I think it stands for The Daily Show, which I don't know why they're big promoters of The Daily Show when you say TDS. Because The Daily Show is great. They criticize Trump, but apparently they're all saying they're big fans of it. Good to see you, Ray Gun. Oh, God. You know, I won't do it, but if any of the mods just want to get rid of Danny, that level of stupidity, you know, like I don't want the chat to get infected with that kind of moron, you know? So, fine by me. Get him the fuck out of here. He's not adding to the conversation. Okay, so we all saw, and I think this is an important act that should be not only introduced everywhere in America because it permits civil action for violations of U.S. Constitution-related immigration enforcement. That's amazing. I think that should be everywhere. Oh, don't forget, this is who these people support, okay? Epstein's best friend, his former whore, his neighbor that lied, his dinosaur bone collector. I don't know, who's that guy? John Flem. Steve Bannon, his PR guy, the guy he ghosted, the guy he went to Valentine's dinner with, the guy whose dad hired him. I can't read that guy's name. Hold on. Kevin Warsh. Oh, I heard something about him. Alex Acosta, who gave him the sweetheart deal when he was in Florida. Oh, if you don't know, this guy, Trumpon, Chicken Supreme, whatever his name is, this guy hired him after he was one of the prosecutors in Florida that, you know, cut the sweetheart deal with Jeff Epstein. So that's where you know him from, or don't, and now do. And who's this turd? Steph Feinberg. Who gives a shit who that is? But they're all in the Epstein files. So just remember, when you see MAGA coming in here, that's who they're supporting. The class of Epstein, like it's a goddamn yearbook. But we're talking about the elites. The elites. You know, you weren't friends with them. You bootlick for them. But you weren't friends with them. No, you too poor. You just protect them. You're just their boots on the ground that they don't know about, nor do they care about. Okay? Okay. Free Palestine, 100%. You know, the terrorists are the white supremers. You know that, right? You do know that. So the Proud Boys are a terror organization. You understand that, right? You do, right? Okay. Okay. Good. I already explained it to you, Zach. If you're going to keep being stupid, I'm going to boot you the fuck out of here. Hold on. Oh, by the way, just in case my fellow New Jersey heads show up, Crush Dice, I know you're not in this map, but this was the weekend report, and this is what we're going through now. I don't know if anybody's in New England, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut. I think Pennsylvania got touched, but stay safe. If your work's dragging you in, you know, use a sick day. I'll write you a note. It's not worth your life. I hate this capitalist fucking bullshit. By the way, look, I got hate conduct on Twitter because I said the White House tweeted American prosperity first. And by the way, if you don't know, Twitter is a waste space. People say way worse stuff. Okay, I'm going to show you what I said, and I got hate speeched on Twitter. This is fucking crazy because I've seen some wild shit, and they don't call it out. They don't call it the racism, the misogyny. They don't call any of that out. But look at this. I just said he didn't even bring an American wife into the White House. Period. Slovenian whore. I was just saying, free speeching, Slovenian whore. What, does that mean something? I don't even know. And they hate speech me for Slovenian whore. I guess you can't say that on Elon Musk's Twitter, which sucks because you know Elon Musk. You guys remember Elon? He's the illegal South African immigrant that came here, bought a bunch of companies, pawned it off like he created them. And then he said, we gotta vote for Donald Trump so we can
Legalize comedy.
That's just a joke, man. You know, Slovenian whore. That's why I put the period there, because I was just saying he didn't even bring an American wife into the White House. How could you be American first? You should have brought your first American wife there, because the second one was, what was she, Russian or something? I think Marla Maples was the only American he married. That's right, the conservative values guy has 3 wives, cheated on all of them, cheated on Melania, period. Slovenian whore with Stormy Daniels. That's correct. I don't know what she does for a living, but with a name like Stormy Daniels, you got to imagine she probably doesn't have conservative values. I don't know. Just pointing stuff out. Fuck malaria. Hold on. Look her in front. I'm going to call her from malaria. Still, she's legal. Oh, you were the most, Angelo. Are you new to Earth? Are you new to Earth? Do you know how Melania came here? She came on an EB1 visa. That means an Epstein Buddy 1. And then her whole family used the fucking, the generational visa that they just bought. She's not a model. She's not smart. She's not an Einstein visa, okay, buddy? And you think she's legal? Get the fuck out of here, dude. Go somewhere else. Go to Tim Pool's thing. Well, he'll be like, yeah, man, they came legally on the Epstein Buddy 1 visa. You know, that's what we call it here on the show. The EB1 visa for malaria is Epstein's buddy, numero uno. I know they don't like that language, but... Oh, Zach, I'm sorry, buddy. You should go to, I don't know, fucking... What are those kid channels? You should go to a child's channel like Tim Pool, where he does the news in crayon. Just get out of here. Melanomia. I like malaria. That was funny. I was banned for telling Russell Brand to get... SmoknBlondie. I was banned for telling Russell Brand to rate himself the chance to, or the chance to say it over. You know what? SmoknBlondie. I would say that was worth the ban. Hopefully he saw it. That's the only thing you could do. That's like a Hail Mary. You throw that tweet up and you just hope they see it. Listen, here's my motto. I was on this way before Elon Musk was, grifting our tax money. And if you're going to destroy this website and make it the Alex Jones, Andrew Tate, Donald Trump, whatever, I don't even know what his name is, Madam President. If you're gonna make it a white trash, white replacement website, I'm tweeting every day some shit at you. You wanted to legalize comedy.
Legalize comedy.
So we're gonna make fun of you every single day I'm on there. Make it a hellscape for them. That was the other thing I was reading about. Nicki Minaj, Nike Minaj, whatever her name is. I think she's Nike Minaj. Somebody did some fucking cyber tech company followed her after she got. I should have put the link in the description because it was an interesting article, but they followed her Twitter account after she went MAGA, and Nike Minaj, I believe is her hip hop name, her pseudonym. Like he goes by John Barron. Stupid fucking name. Stupid name, John Barron. He went by his middle name and his kid's name. John Barron, what a fucking loser. But Nike Minaj, it turns out as soon as she turned right, Elon Musk hyped up the bots on her. And there was like a whole cyber tech company that studied like her tweets and interactions pre and post. And if you know anything about Twitter, it's all botted, Like Andrew Tate isn't popular. I hate to break this to you fucking 18-year-old, small D energy guys that consider yourself incels and are on 4chan. But he is not popular, okay? He is not. Hold on one second. Hold on. All right, you freaks. He named his son after his pseudonym. Yep. I'm making calzones if you're hungry. Oh, what kind of calzone? Don't do that. I'm gonna go make supper. All right, you bunch of freaks. Where is it? Here we go. SmoknBlondie's in the chat. She just released Show Me Your Papers. SmoknBlondie. This is her music. Tia, interesting. I can't believe I grew up thinking using God's name in vain was saying, oh my God, quote, and not using God to manipulate people and advance your own personal agenda. I'm going to play SmoknBlondie, but did everybody catch what Tia was putting down? That was a solid gem. You cannot unhear this. Tia says, I can't believe I grew up thinking using God's name in vain was saying, quote, oh my God, or like I do, God damn it. And all these people watch South Park too, and not using God to manipulate people and advance your own personal agenda. Wrapped in flags, talking all the fashion bullshit in a major key. Show me your papers, motherfucker. Hands up, shut up, don't resist on your knees. See those red dots say your chest. Look at that. Gods are people too, but quote, God isn't a name anyways. There's some hardcore wisdom going on in the chat. We got a bunch of wizards and sorceresses. I love this. Keep it coming. Yahweh. Emmanuel, God is with us. Yeshua. This is a cool song. This is SmoknBlondie. She's in the comments. Her link to the video in the description. Jeff, God is watching, and these people are fucked. Yeah, my witches and warlocks in the chat. Shout out, much love. I love you all. I love my witches and warlocks. I love you. Show me your paper. Tell God to mind his own business. Listen, I have a t-shirt that says, for being God, he sure doesn't have a lot of people doing his work. Because, you know, everybody always jokes and says, I'm just doing God's work. I'm like, damn, for being God, he sure delegates a lot. Maybe he should step up and do something. As far as I know, he only walked Earth once. Lazy. What's up, Caleb? Good to see you. Jay, God consciousness, we're all connected. And if you listen to any Neville Goddard, you'll know that he thinks, or his interpretation of the Bible is they're all different spiritual manifesting emotions, or I forget how he puts it, but it's very fascinating. I'm an atheist. The Buddhist, I love you too. And I love you too. God bless the Buddhists. The Buddhists are rad. I studied with a few of them. Amazing, amazing humans. And remember, when you see a Christian, if they don't love everybody, they ain't a Christian. Jesus wasn't like, this is for the Jews, this is for the Gentiles, this is for the Romans, and I only pick and choose. There were no Christians when Jesus was walking around. He just took care of motherfuckers and washed their feet. Make the adjustment. I hate billionaires because they don't create jobs for struggling families. And I hate them because they extract fucking wealth from our communities. They turn everything into a rental, and then they want us to thank them for it. And they use Joe Rogan and the lamestream media to convince you that you should just be grateful. Don't rise up. There's too many of you. Just be grateful. Fuck you. We're going to tax you into extinction. What paper? Billionaires ain't investing in people until their AI fails them. Did you see what's his name? That pipsqueak. Sam Altman? We got to talk about that. Maybe I'll go live later. I wasn't going to, only because I figured everybody already knew this, but Sam Altman did an interview with audio of him saying, do you know how much fucking water and resources are used on training a human for 20 years? AI can do that, and you know, with only 1 billion gallons of water. No, he didn't say that. He said the water thing with AI is fake. Fuck him. But he basically made the point that AI doesn't take 20 years to train like a human. And I thought, what do you see the future as? Like, these people are so myopic and so fucking bubbled into their billionaire class, Epstein class, that they don't care what happens to you. They're vocally doing interviews. They are vocally advocating for the eradication of you. And I'm here to tell you about that. Super Mario Brothers 2. Ooh, did that come out? Sam Altman is my dad. Ah, you wish. You wish he was your dad. You might call him daddy, but he ain't your dad. $100 minimum wage, 100% taxes. No, $66 minimum wage and 100% taxes on anything over $999 million. That is smart, because guess what? We've been trying it the other way, where we pay people starvation wages and the rich get to not pay taxes and get loopholes and don't get taxed at all. And in fact, the big beautiful bill gives them tax breaks. And guess what? It's not working out. So how many times do you want to bang your head against the wall and pretend like, oh, this is going to work out for us, when it's clearly not? Stop bootlicking the Epstein class, okay? One world, world peace. I like it. But before you can have world peace, you need to get rid of the oppressive, intolerant fucks. I don't like that. I have revolutionary optimism, LED for all. The rich will rule this world, always have, always will. And I say, keep that revolutionary optimism. There were loyalists, there were redcoats at the time of the revolution, and now we have red hats. And they said, the king will always rule. And guess what? We proved them wrong. So we can do it again. All right, guys. Caleb, always good to see you. Binary Ghost, you're the carbon they want to reduce. You hear what Binary Ghost just said? You're the carbon they want to reduce. They want their planes smogging up the planet. You're the carbon they want to reduce. Why do you think they ask everybody else to sacrifice their small luxuries while they indulge in yachts for their yachts? 100% Binary Ghost. You are the carbon they want to reduce. Don't ever forget that. While you're recycling your fucking yogurt, while you're cleaning out your yogurt fucking plastic to reuse it, they're buying yachts to follow their bigger yachts. That's not a joke. Go look it up. Jeff Bezos made a $75 million yacht to follow his $500 million yacht. And there's people who are like, who should we say should and shouldn't do with their money? And those same people will tell you that, oh, if you're poor, it's because you bought avocado toast. The hypocrisy, the irony is never ending with these people, and I've had enough. They've had their way for too fucking long, and it don't work. All right? Thank you, Binary Ghost. Greed. Never die on your knees. 100%. A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but one. Tupac. Or a Tupac album. All right, guys. Hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Maybe we go live later. Binary Ghost, thank you supporting the channel. And the other guy, I forgot your name. Thank you for supporting the channel. Everybody who gave some gems, thank you. And to all my members, a very special thank you. I got to create some stuff for you guys this week. Stay safe. Stay warm. And hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Maybe we'll talk about Sam Altman a little bit later. I got to go do some stuff. Oh, you get banned forever if you ever fucking disgrace Tupac's name in this chat, just to be very clear. Tupac contributed more to this world, is more remembered than you, more beloved than you. Don't fucking do that, man. You clearly don't know your ass from your elbow, and I pray to God somebody helps you Velcro your shoes later. Your family tree must look like a crown of thorns. Everybody just a bunch of pricks trying to bang each other. Get the fuck out of here. We can only hope, Clayton. That fucker turned Texas blue. Thank you, guys. I love you. I love you. Be kind to each other, except for bullies and the oppressors. All right? Peace.